All right, good, yeah. Thank you, thanks, everyone. And welcome to the Wareham Zoning Board of Appeal for tonight. Agenda is Wednesday, May 25, 2022. It is 6:30 PM, and we are at the Wareham Multi-Service Center, room 320, Wareham, Mass. I'm gonna call the meeting to order and make a roll call. We have a regular member to my far left, Richard Semple, our town planner, Mr. Ken Buckland, myself, the chair, Nazi Akalasi, to my right, our clerk, Mr. Jim Akabachi, and our associate member, Mr. Troy Larson. We have a fifth member coming in a few minutes, but we could start. On the preliminary business for Mr. Sergi, 8-22, Dave Sergi.
We have revised plans that have been distributed with a draft decision from the attorney.
Yeah, I really didn't have a chance to look at it myself, but somebody did.
No, they just came in.
Yeah, they just came in, we just got them for the first time. I think they addressed everything we discussed, and there's a draft decision that I just read pretty quick, and it looks correct.
Wasn't there a suggestion to make the driveways wider for the
The
turns?
radius,
The radius?
the radius on the second one, on the first one, no. If I remember that, if I go by my memory. It looks like they did them both.
Yeah, they both look like 30 now.
The first one looks like the 28. And I think the second one is a 34.
That's what I'm getting at. I see 31 and I see 33. Maybe I'm looking at the,
30,
I'm looking at page 5 of 8.
Yeah, I'm looking at 5 too. See if it's any clearer anywhere else. But it does look like they changed them. And they got their plantings in on page 3.
What did you say on 5, you said, Rich?
There's a little box in the middle of each one of them. Is that,
Oh, no, that's the elevation.
that's the elevation?
I think the first two is 30 and the seconds are 220s. That's the first 3 of 8. 30, 30. And the other set is 220s. I guess they couldn't do it anymore. They couldn't do it any wider. Is the attorney here? Martin here? Attorney Moore, she's
No,
not.
I don't think anybody's here. I think they
Let's
just said
table
that.
this. Let's table.
Table it?
Yeah. Okay.
Tabled.
All right, let's table it to the end. All right, we have the reappointment of members. We're gonna start with the Associate Troy Larson. We need official vote. What do you think, Richard? For
Aye.
reappointment? You, Jim?
Yeah, fine.
And myself, aye. So Mr. Larson's on. For the record, if we have a letter for the Board of Selectmen. Okay, now for Mr. Akabachi, for the appointment. Troy?
Aye.
Jim? I mean, sorry, Rich.
I vote aye.
Aye.
And myself, aye. So 3-0-0 for both members for the appointment. Sonia, just for the records, if you send the Board of Selectmen a letter. All right, reconsideration of variance for undersized lot as buildable 0 Square Island Road.
This was a request of the,
How much is it?
this was a request of the proponent to be reconsidered, essentially a remand back from the court case. The appeal on the judgment of the Board of Appeals previously and denying that it was a buildable lot. And it's up to you to, town council thought it was appropriate that you'd be given a chance to reconsider if you wanted to on this lot.
Well, I believe we didn't deny it, we just didn't act on it.
Yeah,
And it was the-
failed. It failed.
Right, Counselor? We didn't act on it. And
As far as I'm concerned, as a part of the case in the court, is you just didn't act.
do you want to go on for the record?
I'm up here, yes. I
Yeah,
do
please.
want to be up here on
Please,
this or not.
if you don't
Robert
mind.
Perry, I represent the complainant in this, who
Yes.
was the petitioner before you, and we're here to see if you want to accept the remand that Attorney Bourne and I agreed to. This is not yet a
So- so it-
court-ordered remand. It's
So
strictly-
they remanded from the court. Do you want to bring it up
Not
back?
from the court, not from the court, just the remand.
It's
The-
from
the
town
discuss.
council.
Okay, so to reopen the case?
Well, that's going to be up to you people. 3 of you can vote to reopen. Of course, it would take 4 of you to grant.
Right.
We went to court about a month ago. As you know, I've sued almost everybody here, and everybody is not here. Because my position was you didn't act on this thing.
Right.
We went to court a couple of months ago. We got a pretrial conference date, and we have a trial date in August. Town council and I agreed in open court that we probably should give you a chance to reconsider this. And so that's what it's here for tonight, to see if you want to reconsider it. I can explain the case to anybody who wasn't, because the only one who was here was Jim, really, and Ken, of course, who was,
All right, reconsider the case. You will argue it tonight or next hearing?
pardon me?
You will argue it tonight or next time?
Well, I don't think you're going to have a board tonight, are you?
Right.
Yeah, we do. Veronica's on her way.
Well,
I mean,
Veronica
if you
can't
wait,
sit on
oh,
this.
here she is. You could argue with 4, but Veronica's here, so
We got 4?
we 4.
Are you going to recluse yourself again? If you're going to sit on it, I don't have a problem.
I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I'd rather not sit on it.
Well, then, I don't mind if I have to come back. Tonight, it only takes 3 to make a decision whether or not
Exactly.
you're going to accept the proposal by Mr. Bourne and I that you reconsider.
Okay, very good.
So-
Why don't we do this?
I can come back if necessary.
Yeah, let's do this. We have a long night tonight, and that's better. Mr. Morrison will be here next time.
Well, I've got the last case on the list.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yes, the car wash.
Okay.
Well, don't fall asleep while we're
All
going
right,
through.
let's make a motion to reconsider this for reopening it for next time.
So moved.
Do you have a second on that?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose,
Tell me
abstain.
whatever date you like.
What's that?
Just tell, the board can just tell me whatever date you like, and I'll be here.
So that's 400 to consider.
Yes, it is.
And on the 8th, I'm not here. On the 22nd, I'm here. So, but you don't need me on the 8th. I'm not gonna be able to sit on it. So,
Okay, so you're going to recluse yourself, so you're ever going to
I-
have a board.
well, you'll have Mr. Morrison, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Mr.
And
Morrison.
I once again would argue I'm entitled to 5, but okay, let's give it a try. What day do you say?
You'll have 5 because Mr. Morrison will be here on the 8th.
I'll have 1, 2,
Yeah, but
3,
Veronica,
4.
are you gonna recuse yourself, or will you vote on that? Squirrel Island Road.
I will recuse myself.
She will recuse, so that'll give us 1, 2,
So we're locked again.
You'll have
we're
4.
at 4.
Well, just tell me what date you want me here, and I'll be here now.
Unless do you really need to, you just really on?
Well, I'm not gonna be here on the 8th anyway.
Push it off a couple more weeks if you're willing. Give them 5 members.
Let me think about it. Let's call it, let's do it for the 8th.
All right, we
Coming
should,
in the
because
8th.
we're under the gun. We have to be back in court either the end of June or the 1st of July for the final pretrial conference, so we should address this if we're going to. So the 8th?
The 8th. Let's
All
go
right,
for
I'll
the
see
8th
you
and
the
we go
8th.
from there. All right,
Thank you, folks.
thank you. 0.
And, I noticed that Jillian Morton walked in while we were talking, if you wanna go back to Sergi.
Yeah. Yeah, Counselor, you wanna come forward? Let's wrap this up.
There's not, you don't even have a phone?
Oh, here, I have one, yeah. I printed
Hi.
one out.
Did you get the updated?
You don't have one?
Yeah, the updated decision is in your hands right now.
Got one?
Yeah, I had an extra one. You're welcome.
All right, just, let's go back to 8-22. Counselor, you
Thank
name?
you, Attorney Morton, 184 Main Street. Apologies, the engineer couldn't be here tonight. His wife's having twins right now. So,
His wife's having twins?
yeah, yeah.
Very good.
So I'm gonna,
God bless her.
yeah, yeah. He said he could zoom in, and I said, no. You have more pressing issues to deal with. So he did put together, though, the amended plan as requested, with a cover letter as well. laying out the information that we talked about. So there is information regarding the type of trees, plants, that is on the planting schedule, which is on your updated plans, as well as trying to increase that curb radius. He worked with the client, and that was what he was able to do, so we increased it from 15 to 20, and then the second entrance, 20 to 30. So
Wait, say that again?
20, so the curb radius at the first entrance has
Yeah.
gone from 15 to 20, and at the second entrance, 20 to 30.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I think that was our biggest concern, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
go-
eliminated a parking spot and able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else did we discuss? Remember?
I think there
other-
was a comment regarding the granite versus the Cape Cod berm.
The entrance.
Right, so we did go down that road and we saw that it was Cape Cod berm. There was one entrance of the YMCA that was different. So we'd like to keep it the Cape Cod berm if that's a possibility.
Yeah, I checked on this grant. It's not a state road. For some reason, I thought it was 28, but it's not, so.
It's consistent with what's in the neighborhood?
Right.
All right, Troy, you were here last time, right? on
Yes.
that? What do you think?
I have no problem with it.
Veronica, you recall that?
You mean specifically about the berm?
The berm and the radius and everything else, are you okay with this?
Yeah, I think coming back with a list of the plants and everything that's what we had.
Had to do our
requested.
homework, like you said.
Jimmy?
I'm good.
Richard?
Yep, I'm good with it.
Okay. Ken, do you have any things on that?
No, nothing.
Did we already vote on this and just?
Yeah, that's
Just wanted to see
closed.
the changes, so
Yeah.
we don't need to vote?
No,
So just need to say thank you, get out of
Okay,
here.
all
pretty
right.
much.
I do have a question.
Just 1 second, yeah, go ahead, Vern.
Are we gonna be privy to the changes still, because we're not seeing anything?
They're right here,
Oh,
on the plan, yeah,
That's
that's the
it.
new plans.
It's a brand
Oh,
new.
I
Did you
thought
get the
I had
packet?
So the last or the landscaping schedule has that list of plants as requested.
Why don't we vote on that, on the plans revised on, I can't see, this is too small.
I did put that within the draft decision.
5/23, 22nd.
Yep.
You have it in here, I didn't get that far yet.
So you wanna make a motion that we accept the plans as presented and revised, May 25, 2022?
May
May
23rd.
23rd. Yep,
Yeah, just for the heck
Okay,
of it.
so moved.
All right, do I have a second on that?
I second.
Second by Rich, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain. All right, good.
Thank you,
You already,
Zero,
appreciate it.
zero.
you already voted on this one?
Yeah, we did last
What
time,
was the purpose for the draft decision being submitted?
we just want to review it. We want to review the decision because we're not writing it, it's too long.
Right, okay.
So that's why, usually when the attorney representing an applicant, we like him to draft it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
A little more professional than our idea of drafting, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
All right,
We got Doobie.
we signed that last time, didn't we?
I don't,
I don't think so.
you didn't sign it because this is a
Yeah,
new
we're
decision.
waiting for this,
Sign
right?
this one.
Let's sign it, you have it? And we'll attach this decision.
Oh, I have this one too. I don't have the signature page.
You know?
I didn't realize he gave this to me, but I
Sure
thought I
we
brought
didn't
it
sign
in.
it, yeah.
Yeah, it was sitting there when you got in.
Jimmy, we didn't sign it last time?
I thought we did, but
No, I thought there wasn't
Is
made
this
up.
it?
No, that's not. That's Boston, that's the,
I thought
That's
were
the-
supposed to either come in and sign it or something, wasn't drafted up yet.
what's that, can you guys go tomorrow sign it?
two, yeah.
Yeah.
Because timing, it's been almost 2 weeks, tomorrow will be 2 weeks, so we should go sign it. So tomorrow,
Make sure you come in tomorrow.
yeah, because the holidays and stuff, so because you gotta bring it to the clerk tomorrow.
Who wants to send a reminder text to
Yeah.
everybody?
So everybody go sign tomorrow.
I'm
Is that
putting
thing
mine
still
right
going?
in my
One
to-do
person can
list,
sign or
my
two
little
or not?
reminder.
Yeah, you got one person signed.
idea.
You're still good. It's
I'm
fine.
putting
Yeah,
it
but
on
let 'em
forget
know,
about
go
it
back.
list.
All better if they come in and sign anyway.
All right, so you guys go, everybody go sign tomorrow.
Okay. It's definitely not here, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
It's,
All right,
Number 4, Doobie.
4. Okay,
56-21.
56-21 Doobie, special permit for Recovery Road. Marijuana establishment request for modification of special permit, hours of operation. Is Doobie's here? I want to come in, please. Name and address for the record?
Absolutely. Good evening. My name is Erica Kennedy, and my address is 134 Sandwich Road, Wareham.
How you doing? I'm Justin Kennedy, also 134 Sandwich Road, Wareham, Mass.
All right, so, what would you like to do? I know you guys want to change your hours of operation.
Correct. We're here seeking favorable action from the board to be able to extend our current hours.
So right now, you deliver up till 8 o'clock at night, and you want to be able to deliver till midnight?
So we deliver up until 9 p.m.
9.
And we're hoping to extend that to 12 a.m., correct?
Midnight.
Yes.
Do you know what the state regulation allows?
So the state regulation allows for the hours between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. unless you get permission from the town.
Down here, right.
I'm curious, what's the need for the extra 3 hours of the day?
Absolutely. So we have found that a lot of our orders right now are actually going out of town up into the Boston area that we're actually performing the deliveries. So that extended time would allow us to keep our delivery windows and ordering open. Right now, we're having to close anywhere between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. our delivery windows to be able to keep up with the current demand that we have for deliveries. So that extended window would allow us to keep our ordering window open and continue to perform deliveries and generate hopefully some decent revenues for the business as well as the tax revenue. It's really limited, that delivery window has really limited how long we're able to keep our ordering open for every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, Troy, what do you think?
I don't know, 12 o'clock seems kind of late.
What's
People are
that?
getting deliveries at 12 o'clock. It seems kind of late to me, but
I mean, that's basically out-of-town deliveries. It has nothing to do with the town.
Correct. So we're allowed to deliver across the Commonwealth, even though we're stationed here in Wareham. So it would also allow us to extend our delivery radius, whereas right now we don't have ordering open to places like Cape Cod, just because we're not able to manage our delivery windows that we're, promising our customers, where we have a 2-hour delivery window right now, and it's just really been restricting in terms of the amount of customers that we're able to reach. And just another point, we are strictly a delivery service, so there are no customers coming on site to our facility.
Yeah, I understand. I've gone over it with everybody.
Rich, keep in mind, if the permit's granted, they can deliver Wareham too, not for the whole state. So you can't say you can deliver except Wareham. It doesn't work that way, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, Veronica, what do you think?
I do think 12 o'clock is really late, too. I feel for you, for your business, and know that you want to grow it.
I
Also
don't think they
looking,
grow
though,
it,
at
they
other...
just sell it.
At this location, you are correct.
Only the sales.
They're the middleman.
I'm thinking about other delivery services like restaurants and different places and service stops at a certain time. I don't know, I'm not really leaning toward it. I feel like 9 o'clock is pretty late, 12 a.m., but I'd like to hear what the rest of the board has to say.
So I have a question. You were talking about delivery windows, et cetera. If somebody calls up and says, I want a bag of dope, you have to deliver it to them within a certain period of time. Okay, does that mean you have to be back to delivery what's
For
For
recovery.
Recovery Road.
For Recovery Road by 9 PM?
That means that the.
But they have to leave there by 9 PM.
No, that means the last delivery has to be completed at somebody's doorstep by 9 PM.
So after 9 PM, you can't knock on somebody's door and say, you're gonna have the munchies in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
No,
The
no,
later you deliver, the later the restaurants are gonna have to bring that pizza and everything else that they're
it's a
gonna.
ripple effect for, yeah, it is in some instances a ripple effect for other businesses where, people
They
would,
they gotta be out of your shop and to the destination by 9.
by 9 PM.
So if they were leaving Wareham and delivering to Boston,
We send that out in a delivery vehicle that leaves at 6 PM
PM.
in order to meet that
you wanna
window.
leave at 6 now to get,
In order to get there for 7 and
what
7:15
time do you
to make it a
leave
7 to
Recovery Road to
9.
get to West Wareham?
Leave Recovery and get to West Wareham, that would take us about 10, yeah, 10,
10
10,
minutes.
yeah, 10, 15, yeah, depending on.
So there's, you're getting, your demand is more from out of Wareham, there's more potheads outside Wareham than there are in, the demand is so great, you
We hope to grow
cleaned
the,
up Wareham, is that what it is?
we hope to grow the
Or
demand
is
in
there just so
Wareham
many other people
also.
selling in Wareham, you need to go?
No, it's just how our orders have come in
Just the
so
way it
far.
goes.
Again, we hope to be able to serve more of, more of Wareham, but for right now, we found that.
How
the
do you
bulk of our-
advertise? How do they know that you're, is it web-based?
It's web-based, yeah,
Yes,
it's,
is it?
yep, it's
Online.
online. There's been some great local articles that, that have come out.
helped us out.
We haven't even been able to do a full marketing push as of yet,
Mine might
just
be in.
because with the windows and the
I
demands.
don't have a problem either way. I do have neighbors that are very close to me, and if somebody was pounding on their door
Oh,
at
no,
10
we don't.
o'clock,
We
at
don't
11
count.
midnight,
No.
and they were, and the guy inside yelling, "Dave's not home,"
No,
gonna get it.
the process is very discreet. We make sure we're calling our customers
Text 'em
we
ahead?
text them and call them ahead of time so that they're downstairs waiting for us and have their IDs ready and.
I don't have any further questions.
Anyway, the question is tonight, if the board feel it's minor, we could act on it. If not, if you want more answers from the state, from anyone else, we have to decide if it's a minor or major. So either we decide tonight, if we say it's major, they have to come for a public hearing. So I don't know what's the wishes of the board.
In that, the state requires us to make the decision that would lean towards major. Personally, I think it's a minor decision. I don't have a problem making a motion to allow them to try it. Can we
Well,
put a
let's
trial
decide.
period on it? If we make a decision, once we say yes, it's into perpetuity?
Pretty much.
Well-
Well, we gotta decide if it's minor or major first.
I have a question for the applicant. So you're trying to meet the demand. What about taking on more drivers so that you can be done at 9 if you had more people distributing?
We're even finding that people are attempting to place orders.
A little later.
A little later in the evening, they might work an off shift, things like that. We're just trying to meet the entire demand of all of the requests that are coming through, and the extended hours would make a huge difference on the impact that, of our business and moving forward.
I'm personally surprised that the state allows the town to make that decision because it would be statewide that you could deliver, but it's just interesting.
Well, we could continue it to get something from the state if you wish. I mean, I don't mind that.
I mean, I think it might be, young families, people don't want this traffic to come through the door while they got little kids asking questions about it, so maybe the later ones, I mean, there's things that drive it in, they're a small business, I'm kind of for a small business, you're trying to generate as much money as you can, so I'm kind of a little leery of giving it the extension, but at the same time, I think they wouldn't be coming to us if there wasn't a reason for it, I don't believe. I think that they're seeing that they could be losing business, and they can take advantage of it, and that's what they're asking us, I basically believe. So it's not that I'm against anything, I'm just a little leery that it's going to start a ripple effect.
And
I
where,
don't want, like, all the other companies that are doing this want to all come in and start doing the same thing. I just don't want to
You
create
mean the
that ripple
retail,
effect.
the retail?
I don't know, if it starts with this company,
Yeah.
does it ripple to the others? And then do we create a monster? That's what my concern is.
Do you know anyone else in Massachusetts doing it?
so there are, right now, 2 other delivery operators in the state. It's us and 2 other companies. One is in East Hampton, and the other one is, I don't want to say,
Like middle of
it's in like
Massachusetts.
central Mass,
Yeah.
and I'm not certain as to what their delivery hours are. We came online.
Can you get a
for
sign from the
economic
state
empowerment.
saying that it's okay with the state if we grant it? Do you have sign from the state?
It's just in the
The laws, the
regulations
regulations.
that we
Do you know
pull
where is
from.
it, what book, what page on the regulation?
Oh, I don't know that offhand. Something that we could definitely provide to you. And I mean, I totally understand that the 12 a.m. might seem pretty scary. It's a little different, seems very extended in relation to maybe what the
Yeah.
other cannabis companies are operating at right now. So we're totally open to discussions. If you're more open with like 11 p.m., we would really like to try to be able to extend those hours to truly best serve our customers and ultimately the community with the business that we're able to generate.
Now, most important, we have to agree first if it's minor or major.
I feel like it's probably major that, well, in that, I think I would like more information and to just kind of see what the state says and see what the other companies are doing and what impacts being open that late may have, I guess, just to kind of,
Troy?
I mean, would it be a problem to get more clarification and that backup from
No,
the state or to
No.
regulation?
I mean, we could, whatever steps that you guys need us to take to try to move this forward, we're totally open to. Like I say, the delivery operator category is pretty new for the state. There's only 3 of us that have commenced operations thus far. Some of the dispensaries, which of course is set up a little bit differently, have extended hours until 11 p.m. I believe the newest one in town might have hours until 10 p.m., I believe. So we could absolutely get more information. It's just there's limited information in terms of it just being the delivery operator category, just because it is.
And I agree.
so
like,
new.
I'd like to know too, if those other companies are doing it at midnight too, or if we're gonna,
Well,
if they've got okayed from their other towns, or how the other
so
towns.
would you like, would you
We
would
just
you
need more
consider
time and
mi-
more
minor-
information.
Just
I-
more information, not minor or major?
Well, I kind of think it might be, because it's a start of this whole thing of increasing the hours, that it would be more of a major.
Okay, Troy?
I kind of think it would be a little bit more of a major myself. I mean, I think the places in the middle of the state probably don't have the same issue that they have, because they don't have to travel as far, probably don't have the demand.
Right.
They're probably
But
closer to
a
Boston
little more
than the other ones.
clarification would be nice.
Veronica, major?
I agree, I think
Jimmy?
it's major.
I think it's minor, but I hear 3 majors, so it doesn't really matter what I think.
All right, if we vote it's a major modification, you have to come back. I would recommend you come back with your attorney, and you file for a public hearing, and we go forward from there. But at the moment, you gotta continue for 9 o'clock, all right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
can we get a motion on that?
So moved. We're making a motion for them to come back. Are they coming back June?
Well, that you have to apply.
there has to be a public hearing notice.
Oh, so it's gonna be a month?
We
more.
don't know. They have to
They're
apply.
gonna do a
Let's see.
30-day notice and all that?
The whole thing, yeah.
So, okay.
Are we going to officially vote on whether it's major or minor first?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we're gonna say, so we just gotta
All right.
vote on this, and it takes its course with the application.
So I just want to be clear, so they're coming back so we can have more discussion on it, or as a?
Coming back with major,
As a major modification.
with a new whole permit. Okay, so we have a motion by Jim that it's a major. Do I have a second on that?
Second?
Second by Troy. All in favor, say aye.
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 Jimmy?
3 will carry it, right?
Yes.
Okay, 9.
Okay, and abstain. It's 3-1-1. Ma'am, it's 3-1-1, so it has to be major modification.
Okay.
So what you have to do, you go apply. It won't be as quick as you get before us now, so you have to advertise and all that, okay?
Okay.
And we'll see you whenever it goes on a meeting, on an agenda, okay? Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Major.
30-21 Penrose LLC.
Major mod. Add. Coach.
Penrose? Is Penrose here? What do you think of Penrose?
This is for Littleton Drive, isn't it?
Yeah, this is for the affordable housing project on Littleton Drive. What they're doing is they're filing a re-subdivision plan that gets rid of the right-of-ways and the lot lines shown on the original subdivision plan.
Are they coming tonight?
But apparently they're not coming tonight because I don't see them.
Let's table it, we'll worry about it at the end. All right. Continue public hearing, 11-22, Cindy Bulo.
Unless they're online. All right.
All right,
So, when I was.
I said, just your name and address for the record first.
Yep, Cindy Bulu, 413th Street, Onset, Mass.
Okay, and public hearing still open. All right, what do you want to say?
Okay, last time I was here, you had recommended maybe you and some of the board members coming to the house to see the work,
Yeah.
but nobody called and nobody came, so I put together a little packet.
I did go, and Mr. Sample did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't bang on the door, there was no
Well,
car
you
in
should,
there.
good thing you didn't open the closet. You would have been surprised. They're pretty sneaky.
And before you go away, just give it to Mr. Sample, I want to ask you something quick. You see this, in your house, this is here, this is not built, I didn't see that built.
Yeah, she
All right.
didn't
All
build
right.
anything that she had
Okay.
those plans drawn up for.
All right,
You look at the photo, I tried to circle the area, the upper left
yeah.
top picture.
All right, so I did look at it, so was Richard, did anyone else did?
I did not.
I did not.
And I know there was violation for, the commissioner said there was violation building code and zoning, but none of these things that's proposed was built?
No.
Right, so I went look at it, there's none, I kept looking, and I went in the backyard. So as far as I'm concerned, we will, I recommend that we overturn the building commissioner letter. There was some building code violation, which is not our jurisdiction. There was some stuff inside with the construction, but there's no zoning violation there. So,
So they got finals on the prior work, is that what, on the electrical and the plumbing?
yeah, but that's building code, that has nothing to do with us.
There was no extension to the house to create any kind of change?
Nothing, the shed is still where it was, the deck is not built, the screen
everything was
porch is
done
not built,
inside.
and the proposed addition is not built. Everything is like it used to be, so that apparently no zoning violation. Anything with building code, I guess she took care of it, and she has her receipt here, right? I guess.
Well, I just,
But it's irrelevant, I don't wanna get into
So
it,
there's
it's not a problem.
There's really not a violation.
Zoning violation. There's no zoning
There's no
violation.
zoning violation. Whether
There's
there's-
building code
other-
violation, but this is their
that-
problem.
She's taking care of it. So we just need to overturn the decision that there was a zoning violation and send her on her way.
We overturned the building commissioner decision,
Make a finding that there was no zoning violation.
exactly. Before
a
we go,
motion- I make a- Go
before,
ahead.
anyone on the public wanna speak in favor or against that before we go forward? I hear none, let's make a motion to close.
Make a motion to close the public portion of this hearing?
Do you have a second?
I second.
Second by Rich, all in favor say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain, 500.
I move that we overturn the building commissioner's decision that there was a zoning violation.
Okay, and the findings, that we went there physically, and we witness it, there's no violation, there's no new building as proposed. Do I have a second on that?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Oppose, abstain. Good.
Okay, so I'm all set?
we're done with you.
You
Okay.
just gotta go, I think you gotta wait 20 days, the clerk stamps it, the decision, and you bring it to your bank, I guess. You sign a waiver to your bank, or,
No, I didn't sign a waiver. This is so that if I have to sell the property, I just want to make sure.
right,
that-
but you send something personal for the bank too, that you will address the issue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you gotta send it to them, because I'm sure they have a little lien on it there, or something. I'm sure they have something on the record for it, so they'll take it out for you. All right, very good.
Okay,
Do
and
you have
that
something
will,
to say?
sorry, and that will address any issues. Do I have to do anything so it's official town record so I can sell the property?
That will be official as zoning, but if you have a problem inside a beam, a wire, that has nothing to do with us. You have to take it out with the building department, not us.
So will something go in the folder where he wrote that there was a zoning violation? Will something come from planning down into,
Yeah, what happened is you'll have a decision that gets filed with
the building commissioner?
department, and it'll say that there's no violation.
They're keeping a file on you.
Okay.
They won't
Who's
be hi-
they? 'Cause
They won't
everybody
be
seems to
hiding in
be
your closet, so you
disappearing.
can look in your closets now, but you,
When you get the clerk stamp, bring it to your bank and keep that. Actually, you have to record it, and this way you're off the hook for zoning.
everything that happens in the building department gets put in a folder and gets put in a file cabinet. And if the file cabinet doesn't go into water, it gets kept forever and ever and ever, ever.
They're just
Unless you're
trying to-
Indian and then they burn the town hall down.
Here you go, sign that.
So I just go to that building over there in
That's it.
21 days and something will be there for me?
They
That's
don't
right.
even need it, it just stays in the town hall.
Keep checking with the planning board,
Okay,
Sonia or Aaron, okay?
okay,
Aaron won't be there.
Oh, yeah, with Sonia. Keep checking with them.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, continue public hearing 12-22, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, 2196 Cranberry Highway.
They submitted new plans.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Tim Schifoni, 191 Main Street, Wareham, on behalf of Enterprise Rent-A-Car Company of Boston LLC. I did submit a cover letter, hopefully it arrived with
I think
the
it's coming
site
at us now.
plan review, and also I see we have the hard copies that came in tonight. So we're prepared to present to the board the improvements and upgrades that were suggested at the last hearing and explain what is going to occur.
Okay,
Here's a copy of the plan as well.
Is this from last week or did you?
Yeah.
all right.
It was just before.
Okay, very well. Yeah, this is, I like this. I mean, this is the stuff I was talking about, these parking lot, the fence, the trash, some few things here and there, so I like this, that at least you're addressing it, which is good. I start by, Troy, what do you think? Did we sign decision last time for you on that, or not yet? We
Not
didn't,
yet.
okay.
And I think we need Richard on that, maybe.
So Troy, what do you think on that, on this stuff?
Yeah, I think that, I drove by it and saw a bunch of the stuff too, so, yeah, I think what they're proposing right now works.
And in more specificity, on the first page of the proposed site plan review there, you'll see a satellite shot. On that satellite shot is existing shrubbery. All that landscaping is going to be updated. The sign that's existing is going to be a permit requested. Same size sign, same location. It will be illuminated. On the second page of the plan review, you'll see the front of the building is going to be the enterprise colors, which is a off yellow, along with the enterprise signs, decals on the door. On the third page, you'll see side window. As you face the building, it would be on the right-hand side. And the last page is showing garage doors to be installed. And the pictures are what the board had brought to our attention at the last meeting. And particularly the potholes in the front are going to be repaired, the asphalt fixed. It's all going to be seal-coated lines. The fence in the back is going to be taken down. There's some curbing that needs to be repaired. It's all going to be repaired, and I would suggest these folks, their history is pretty substantial as far as maintaining an existing structure in very good condition, so it should improve not only that location, but the entire corner.
I'm sure they are. We just wanted to make sure we address that, because I drive by this area, that property all the time, and needed a lot of work.
Yes.
That's all what it is. I'm sure they do. Good job. Richard, what do you think?
No, I'm glad they're making the changes, but I think they were gonna do that to open their business up and make it safer for their customers anyway, so I'm fine with what they presented tonight.
Troy?
I agree with Rich.
All right. Veronica?
I know that we had talked about the landscaping. You said they're gonna be removing some shrubs, but what is gonna be done to kind of improve in terms of landscaping?
I think there's a lot of landscaping there. It just need to be fixed. There's plenty of landscaping.
Yeah, I think Scott Farrier, Holmgren Engineering, the plans that we submitted late last week and that I have the hard copies of, I just highlighted the areas, and all of the landscaping really just needs some attention.
Right.
Everything is budding now, everything is alive. There's some shrubs and trees that need some pruning, but I highlighted where we have all the notes. We're really just calling for mostly new layers of hardwood mulch, fertilizer, pruning. There's a large landscaped area right there, kind of a landscape bed. We're calling for some perennials and annuals to be planted there, so there'll be some instant color popping there. So it's really just freshening everything up, essentially.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I looked at it, very good. It just needs some attention. All right. Anyone in public want to speak in favor or against this project? I hear none. So let's,
Move to close the public portion of the hearing.
all right, do I have a second on that?
Second.
Any discussion on that? I hear none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, oppose, abstain. So on, Counselor, do you have anything drafted for the variance?
Not yet, Mr. Chairman, but I will.
Can you have something drafted?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're basically here just for a variance, right?
Yes.
All right, so, on the variance, I believe they do meet statutory requirement of MGL 40A, Section 10. So, can we get a motion to grant based on that?
So moved.
Okay, so we have a motion to grant the variance. Do I have a second on that?
Second?
Second by Troy. All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain.
500.
Yes. we're gonna sign the decision, because I'm not gonna be here for next 2 weeks. But please do the draft. Drop it by, she'll email it to us, we'll review it before she release it to the clerk. I'll read it on my online, and I'll say, okay, for her to have it stamped, okay? So
Very good. And the 20-day appeal period will begin.
we'll,
And it's filed with the town clerk.
so I'm hoping we're gonna sign it tonight.
But we
If
need
you
to
could
just
bring the,
file with
if you could draft the decision tomorrow, drop it off. As soon as you drop it off, she'll email it to us. We read it, pick up the phone, call her, say it's good, she goes stamp it. Is that fair enough?
It is.
And if you can do it Thursday, Tuesday is fine, I guess.
Very good.
All right? Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you. That's the same one, yep.
Yeah.
Kenny, you putting this stuff back? Let me pass behind here.
Are we recycling our?
So we're gonna sign this and give it to you and wait for that draft,
Decision, yeah. Right.
okay? I'll talk to Sonia tomorrow.
I have a-
But you know the idea, you get the idea. Hey, sign before you go.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so they don't have to recopy it.
You know the idea, right? I like the attorney draft the decision better than us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Throw it away.
Thank you.
Nobody light a match. Wow.
That's what happened to the
All
sandwich
right,
town hall.
for public hearing 13-22, Jeffrey Miller, 718 County Road. Okay, this is done, this is done. This is-
Well, it makes some sense, you know, that's where they make the gifts.
Just wait a minute until he comes back. It's better for you to have 5 members.
Excuse me, didn't mean to throw it at you. What are we doing? Yeah, Miller? And this has to get read in, I believe.
The zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing on May 25th, 2022 at 6:30 PM in room 320 of the Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, and consider petition number 13-22 for a variance from the front setback requirements for accessory buildings of section 625 under the Wareham zoning bylaws to Jeffrey Miller of 718 County Road, West Wareham, Mass. 02576, proposing to construct a 3-car garage located at 718 County Road, West Wareham, Mass. 02576, Assessors Map 95, Lot 1008, in the R60 zoning district.
Jeff, just your name for the record?
Jeff Miller, 718 County Road.
Okay, just a few minutes until Mr. Sample comes in. We signed that one.
Here, this is that last one, Ken, so it doesn't get misfiled.
Yeah.
That's the one we just signed.
That's for the car, the enterprise.
Enterprise.
And Bulo, we did sign Bulo, right? We did one,
Yeah, we did.
Where's the letter from the town?
right?
That's right.
I don't,
All right, Mr. Miller, it's yours. Let us know what you're doing.
I want to construct a garage 40 by 30 on a foundation that's already there.
Okay.
It's R60, I heard, when they read it, the zoning, residential 60s.
Yeah, that's in front of the house,
Where is it?
on County Road.
It's in front of the house, that's why you're here, probably.
Yes.
Right.
The house is like 300 feet off the road.
Here's the letter you're looking for. Did you find it?
I found it, yeah.
Okay, your foundation's been there? Oh, that was a garage back in the day there?
I had the foundation put in years ago, just never built it. I guess the zoning laws have changed since then, so.
Yeah,
So you got a grandfathered foundation, but
no permit.
now the grandchild needs permission to
Pretty much.
live there.
All right, well, apparently, it is a variance, and I see a strong hardship because there's no room to put it in the back or back it off. I have very little of backyard, and actually you'd be encroaching to the wetland, so that's a good spot for it, I would say, and it's far enough from the road. Troy, I stopped by you.
I don't have any questions right yet.
Veronica,
Same, I just want to review it a little bit.
Rich? Rich?
I'm good with it right now.
So
Jimmy.
here's my question to everybody.
Yeah.
This would be like an L. If he put a breezeway between his house and the garage, would he not need a variance? Because now it's
And
attached.
Yeah. You want-
That's right, it's part of the structure then.
It's,
Now it's part of the main structure.
right.
Okay, so it's semantics. That's all I wanted to know.
While everybody thinking, anyone in the public want to speak in favor of this project? Against? Nobody is here. All right, so if you want my 2 cents, I think this is a perfect example for a variance. It meets the statutory requirement, has the hardship, the uniqueness, and it won't derogate from the intention of our bylaws. What's the rest of the board thinks?
I agree with you, the commissioner.
All right,
After reviewing the plan, I agree there's a hardship, there's nowhere else to really put it.
right, exactly. Troy,
I agree.
Jimmy?
Let's get this guy out of here. We got 3 other people to see.
All right, so let's, anything else before we close, Jeff?
Nope.
All right, a motion to close, please.
So moved.
Do I have a second to close public hearing?
I move to close the public portion of this hearing.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Rich, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain.
Aye.
So it's 500, it's closed.
I make a motion to grant relief as requested on the plans presented for Jeffrey, drawn for Jeffrey Miller and dated December 14th, 2004.
All right, we have a motion to grant the variance based on the plans that Jimmy stated, and I would like to add that it does meet the statutory requirement of a 48, Section 10. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Troy, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain, 500, carries, thank you.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Wasn't it worth waiting for all that?
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Did I give you a draft decision on that one?
One second.
You want the plans anymore? You need to...
One second. I want you to pass this, let me write something for her quick. Pass these, and let me,
Is that the decision on this one?
I write it quick.
The zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing on May 25th, 2022 at 6:30 PM in room 320 of the Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571 to consider petition number 1422 for a special permit for altering a non-conforming structure referenced under section 1352 and a variance from the dimensional standards requirement of table 628 under the Wareham zoning bylaws to Dana A. Ward of 198 Cub Valley Drive, East Falmouth, Mass. 02536, proposing to raise the existing dwelling located at 39 Marine Avenue, West Wareham, Mass. 02576, Assessors Map 78-1, Lot 73, in the R30 zoning district.
Go together.
How you doing? Just give us a second, let me finish this.
Sure.
Good eye.
What is it?
We got Mix. This is the one we just did on County Road for Miller, but this is
Okay.
Sausalito, Pepperidge Farm, Milano's, I don't know, something. You signed the wrong thing?
She mixed them.
22. No, that said, it said the right address on what you signed. It didn't attach to it.
This is, yeah, but they go together. See, the paperclip even, mark even lines up.
Does it say 1322 on it?
One's Marks Cove Road, one's 718 County Road. I think when she, look this, see the front page and the second page are 2 different decisions.
Yeah, we can get that.
You can get-
They're both 718 County Road. Location of the property is 718 County Road. They're both the same one.
So we got a scrivener, a typo.
718.
One's the address of the,
No, they both, the address and the name is wrong. 1 second. You know what? Let Richard sign this.
Is this the correct one?
No, yes. Richard signed this, and tomorrow she might, me and you
she
have to
might
go.
need you and me to come by and sign a new cover page.
Yeah, that's fine, it can be done that way.
Yeah.
Either that or just get some scissors and tape that to the bottom of another one. They'd love that, wouldn't they?
So Jimmy, just go by tomorrow, right?
Yep, we gotta go by for something else anyway, right?
No, actually, we have that here, we'll sign it later.
We can sign two things at once. Make that $7 a gallon diesel fuel get some, value.
$7 now?
Did you?
No, it's $6.24 is the last time I.
Say,
Here, while you're putting things away,
Where's that paper?
got more over here.
She needs help. This one we need to sign, leave this. All right, Rich, can I have that paper?
What's this folder here?
That's mine.
That's yours, okay.
The one you just signed.
It went that way?
Hand it over.
Do you have it?
The one you just signed?
The second page.
Everything went back that way, so it's somewhere over there.
File it at Enterprise or rent a car, they can just drive, they can just use that 3-car garage as an annex.
That's this one.
All right, this one, so I'm gonna put this, so she remembers tomorrow.
You get a new page.
Yeah, and me and Jimmy will go sign, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Right here?
Yeah.
All right, so 14-22 Dana Ward, it was read for the public. Name and address for the record, and let's proceed, please.
Dana Ward, 198 Club Valley Drive, East Falmouth, Massachusetts. And this is the owners.
Lori Novarini, 39 Marine Avenue, West Wareham.
Okay.
John Nobarini, 39 Marine Avenue, West Wareham.
All right, very well. Let's hear what you guys doing.
It's pretty much that they have a two-story house, and the roof in section was built on top of the second floor, and they want to raise it up. But when they went to raise it up, they found that the setback on the right side of the house was not 10 feet. So the existing house is at 8.5 feet. So they wanted a variance to be able to continue. It is already shown as 2 floors, they just want
They
to...
want to extend a pre-existing non-conforming setback,
Yes,
upward.
upward, yes.
Okay. All right, if the board feels that detrimental, we go for a variance, but if the board don't feel it, we go for a special permit, which is better for them. Okay?
What was that?
If the board feels that the application is detrimental, we'll go for the variance, but if the board feels it's not detrimental, we'll go for a special permit. It's a
Okay.
lot easier to grant, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I personally
Roy?
don't find it detrimental, it's the neighbors that I'm concerned about. If there's a neighbor that would find offense, then I'd want to know before I make a decision.
Right.
I'm looking at the plot plan right now, and it seems like the neighbor's probably 4 feet off the property line, and they're 8.5, so. The neighbor's a
Right.
lot closer to the line than they are, so I don't find it detrimental.
Troy, do you have a comment?
I agree, I don't,
You fine with this?
yeah, unless there's an issue with a neighbor, I don't have an issue.
We'll see what the issue is.
Giving the neighbors a
Veronica?
lot of power.
From what I see, it doesn't look to be detrimental.
Yep.
Just looking at it though.
Okay. Is there anyone in the public want to speak in favor of this project? Anyone in favor? Anyone in favor? Against?
I just have a question.
You want to come for the mic? Okay, you gotta be on public record.
Come on up.
as-
You gotta come up and say your name and address into a microphone.
This mic over here?
Yes.
That'll work. Make sure it's
Either
got a
one.
green light on it.
I'm Pete Sarity, 62 Rose Point Ave.
Okay.
Just neighbor right behind you. Where I'm doing the work on that.
Just sit down, it has to be recorded. No rush.
I just had a general question. What are you doing?
Sir, the questions go through the chair, and if the chair
Only
wants,
to the board, then
you always
they
talk to
could
the
answer
board.
to us.
You don't talk to them.
You're not
That's
supposed
just
to.
Hey, I'm new
protocol.
here.
No offense,
No
yeah, it's
problem.
okay.
You're doing good.
All right, so what's the question?
My question was just what the project is. Didn't really hear what you're doing. You're dormering, putting a dormer on both sides, or what?
Okay, sir, you wanna answer this to us, please?
There's already a second floor there. We're taking,
Sir, it's okay, to us, you can't address him, you gotta address the board.
there's already a second floor. We're taking the roof off and we're raising a full wall for the second floor. So it's just doing, we're not enlarging any square footage. We're just going up higher so that they have more
So
access.
apparently, it's a ranch, they're making it kinda colonial.
Well, it's almost like a two-story, but is the peak of the roof gonna raise up a certain amount?
Yes, it will. It will be.
How much is that gonna go up?
How high?
The peak of the roof will be about 11 feet. Well, it's gonna be about 8 foot higher than it is now.
So what's the total height from the grade?
The total height from the grade is,
Let's see. You're under 35 feet, right?
yes, I am.
So, 24, no, I can't see it.
I'm looking at the plan.
Is that too small?
So I'm a little bit confused listening. Is it currently a two-story, or is it currently a one-story home?
It's a one-story with
A finished-
two-car garage underneath it.
Okay,
Drive under, yeah.
okay. So you're gonna take the roof off the first story,
Correct.
throw it away,
Well,
you're gonna build a whole second story, and then put a roof on top of that?
there's a whole second story already, which is,
That's where I'm confused.
it's just that they put a roof right on top of the deck. They put the deck down, they put a roof right on top of the deck. So the square footage that's upstairs is being utilized other than where there's no headroom. So we're gonna put full walls on the second floor and raise the roof up to that level.
So I'm looking at this plan, and I have 23 feet, 4 inches from the top of the foundation. No, the top of the parking garage?
Yes.
How come we don't have a measurement from the floor down to the ground on this plan? So is it 8 feet that we're adding, or is it 10 feet? Because there's no,
We have a total of 23, 4 inches to the top of the ridge.
from the top of the parking garage,
From the
from the
well,
garage.
two-thirds of the house is that height, and then the garage would be another 7 feet at that point.
So we're looking at 30 feet, 4 inches probably by the time we get done with this.
Yes.
Thank you.
I have a comment to make. I think they're before us for a special permit and a variance. They are increasing their floor area ratio from a conforming 18% and requesting to go to 39.93, where 30% is permitted.
Just
Did you have any more comments, sir?
No.
You're just trying to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
I haven't
okay.
had a chance to, I'm Pete, by the way.
Okay. You're not here to say yea or nay, you just want to know what's going on.
Yeah, basically, and my last question to the chair
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
is, so the footprint of the house remains the same?
The footprint is the same, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Those are all my questions.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anyone else wanna speak against?
Over the fence if I see, yeah.
Anybody else that has any comment, questions? Snide remarks? Rolling eyes? High fives? Nothing, huh? Okay.
We leave that up to you.
They leave that up to me. continue, your reading.
Did you calculate the height of the proposed building in accordance with the zoning bylaws?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, he's still way under 35.
So you comfortable closing the public portion? I'll keep things kind of.
You wanna add anything before we close?
No,
All right, let's close.
Move to close the public portion of this hearing?
I do have a question for the applicant before we do so.
Go ahead.
Oh.
What's the hardship for the increase in the ratio?
technically, the building department said it was not an increase in the ratio because the floor area is already finished. It's just that they're getting additional height range so it's more, so there was never, because they came out and I showed them that the full floor plan is used upstairs. So they didn't really take it as that we were increasing the square footage.
See how that works.
The letter from the department says that
Yeah,
it's.
because the FAR is increasing, right? But I don't, how is it increasing if the floor plan's the same?
Well, I think where the confusion is, people think that there's a whole deck that's built on top of the deck, and the area there is all finished off. So we're not increasing the size of the square footage. We're giving height access, but we're not in changing our floor square footage. If you understand, because the area's finished upstairs.
There's plywood already upstairs?
It's all finished.
All finished.
Plastered off, and it's,
So all what you're doing, you make like a shed dome and raising the walls?
or putting walls on both sides, raising the walls and putting the roof up on top.
Okay. So I guess there isn't increase, there's no increase in FAR.
What is it, like a cape up there?
It's a cape, yeah, and then they put a spiral staircase to get up, and they actually use it as living space.
Is the spiral gonna remain?
No, we're putting a regular stairway in.
All right, I have enough of this.
You had enough?
All right, so this is what we're gonna do if the board agrees. We will, based on the confusion, we'll overturn the building commissioner decision on the FAR and we'll act on setback. How's that sound?
It sounds good. I think I agree. It's as clear as mud to me.
I mean, if it's there, if it was there, it's there. So I guess there's misunderstanding. You okay with this? All right. Did we close the public hearing?
We closed the public. We're ready to start, unless, any more questions?
No, I don't have any more
Troy?
questions.
No, I don't have
I think we're ready to,
So do I have a second on the motion to close?
I second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain. Veronica, you aye to close?
I to close, yes.
Okay. 500, close. So now discussion. What do you guys, what's your wishes?
I like your plan, Naz.
You like my plan?
Yeah.
Troy, you like my plan? My
Yep,
idea?
I do.
Veronica?
No, I don't.
You don't? Richard? You like my idea?
If the FAR isn't any part of it, I agree with you.
I
Well-
don't see how the FAR isn't a problem in this one.
You don't see it?
I don't see it because it's a half story at best on the top right now. And they're creating a full story.
But it's finished, so I don't, it's not increasing living space.
So I agree with you.
You don't
your
agree,
plan.
Veronica?
I think living space is when you're over a certain height for the wall. When you allow the wall to increase in height, the living space
You guys,
increases.
I think you guys are confusing cubic feet with floor area. The floor area hasn't changed. Cubic footage is changing.
Yeah, but usable floor area is different than,
You can't walk on the ceilings.
I guess what they're saying is if it was a sloped ceiling before, you could only go so far to one side of the hall. But I don't
Depends how tall
understand.
you are.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right.
I'm good with with not being a problem with the FAR.
Okay, so you guys wanna overturn the commissioner decision, or you wanna grant a variance for the FAR? What do you want? What's your wishes? Variance or overturn his decision?
I'm good with it either way.
I would overturn it.
You overturn it? All right, got a motion, let's make a motion on the FAR.
On the FAR, I make a motion that we overturn the building commissioner's decision that the FAR is impacted,
It's in compliance.
and it's and it's therefore in compliance.
All right, before we go forward, he could remand it to us, he could still deny it. Do you want to give the variance instead?
Whatever's less complicated.
Less complicated, grant the variance.
Let's grant the variance then.
All right, we have a motion to grant the variance of,
Second.
on the FAR. I have a second with Jim. All in favor, say aye on the FAR. Aye.
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 And I,
Opposed, abstained, so it's 4-1-0. Veronica is a no.
This
Okay.
is,
On the, so the FAR goes. On the,
variance.
It goes by variance.
on the setback, how does the board feel? Does does the board feel it's substantially detrimental to the neighborhood? So should we act on it as a special permit or a variance on the setback?
I don't believe that it's substantial.
Okay, so you want to make it a motion? Okay,
Second it.
motion by Jim,
By-
by Rich, so it's
Seconded
not
by
a
Jim.
substantially detrimental, so we act on it as a special permit. Do I have a second? Second on that? Do I have a second?
Jim
By
second.
me.
Jim second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain. 5-0-0, so it carries. You good?
Okay, so everything, we wait,
Everything's done except for the carpentry.
yeah, that's my job. The 20, what are we, 20 days, and then they'll let.
After it's stamped with the clerk,
Anything you do
so.
within 20 days is at your own risk and peril, because somebody can challenge you.
Okay, and then I just file for the permit. They already have the file for the permit, so that when they get the decision from you, that-
Well, whenever she files it, it's 20 days. If she files it tomorrow, 20 days from tomorrow, no one appeals it, you go grab it, you gotta go register it and record it. You record it as your deed, come back to the building department with it, with your application, and it goes forward.
Okay,
All
great,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Rick.
Thank you. Are we gonna write something, or
Yeah,
are
I'm
we
gonna
gonna
write
sign
something. You
something?
sign this one, I'm writing. David Ward. You don't have corona, do you?
This one, if I get rid of it.
The crowd's thinning. I don't know, something going on at 58 Sandwich Road, got a group of people in here, though.
This
I
is
don't know.
again.
Oh, did I give you
What's
my
up,
agenda?
what's up with the addresses here?
Oh, no. Oh, here it is.
It's a hidden agenda.
Oh, that was a good one.
We have again, what's up address?
Is this the one that, is this the,
That's another one.
maybe this is the one that was supposed to be in that file, and that one was supposed to be in this file?
Oh, it was Cove Road. That's not Cove Road, I don't think, right?
We have this one also, the wrong address.
Somebody was in a hurry to go on
39
vacation.
Marine Ave, Dana Ward. It's the same, the name is right, but they put the builder's address.
Oh, geez, okay.
Does it really matter?
You can cross it out and put in the correct address.
So we got 3 to sign tomorrow.
Yeah,
That
but
diesel fuel's
that's the
getting cheaper by the minute.
page that go to the registry, it needs to be typed.
All right, well, you're gonna have to have that redone then tomorrow.
Me and you, Jimmy, again tomorrow.
Sound like we're gonna have a ZBA meeting and the planning board.
That's, they signed this.
Just so you can start clearing your throat, by the way, 1522 San Isidro? You might as well get, warm the seat up so that it doesn't cool off or anything.
I have some handouts, is that okay?
Sure. You got some stuff to hand out? Usually, oftentimes we like orange lollipops.
Who's this "we"?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you
I
French?
forgot the grape. I forgot the grape for you, yeah.
I'm either grape or
Didn't sign.
cherry.
1, 2,
Not
3.
an orange guy.
We need
Got
your
the orange
signature.
hair, I don't need that orange lollipop.
And I got one, and you got the other one that's all screwed up, right?
Yeah, we'll have to go sign it tomorrow.
Okay, want to hand that to Richard for us? I don't think Richard signed that one yet.
Richard sign it. Tomorrow we'll go sign me and Jimmy as well.
Yuppie puppy.
All right.
San Isidro.
All right, 15-22, Betty San Isidro, special permit, 58 Sandwich Road. Can
Zoning Board
somebody
of
do
Appeals
that?
will hold a public hearing on May 25th, 2022 at 6:30 PM in room 320 of Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, to consider petition number 1522 for a special permit from the use requirements of section 321 under the Wareham zoning bylaws to Betty San Isidro of 14 Marks Cove Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, proposing to construct an animal kennel located at 58 Sandwich Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, Assessors Map 134, Lot 4F42, in the MR 30 zoning district.
You name and address, ma'am?
Betty San Isidro, 14 Marks Cove Road in Wareham.
You wanna tell us what you're doing?
Sure. Purchased a mixed MR 30 on 58 Sandwich Road. It was formerly an auto body and repair shop as well as sales. We, well, the hope, if everyone is so amenable, is to have a doggy daycare that would operate from Monday through Friday, normal business hours only, no overnight boarding, and no weekend daycare or boarding at this time is planned. We submitted a change of use permit that was denied because it needed more looking into. The animal kennel is an allowable use via special permit for that property, and here we are.
All right, thank you. Start by Troy.
I have no questions currently.
Veronica,
Yeah, I just wanted a few minutes to review it a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Jimmy?
I'm trying to understand why the use, if it's a allowed use in MR 30, it's a kennel?
It's allowed only by ZBA.
What do you classed as?
So there was some confusion as to what it would be classed at. I think we landed on kennel, but we will not be having overnight boarding.
And how many animals?
I have no way of projecting that quite yet.
Over 100?
No.
Less than 50?
Very likely to begin with. We could probably accommodate indoors 40 to 50. And just to be very clear, there will be human supervision for the animals at all times. The ratio in practice, there's no standard or regulatory requirements, but the best practice is 1 human per 10 to 15 dogs, which we plan on doing.
15 to 1?
10 to 15. It's contingent on the size. So all the animals will be pre-registered. They will be separated by groups, contingent on their age, on their play level. There will be different areas for small and large dogs. We have some mitigation barriers in place, such as double fencing, which is going in. And our hope is really just to improve the area, to provide a service for the community. We've already had outreach to South Coast Hospital for Toby employees. I guess there's a big demand for healthcare professionals, and I guess a lot of people acquired animals during COVID. Myself, I'm in healthcare, and I think that was part of the catalyst. I've been a nurse for 18 years, and the last 2.5 have been daunting, to say the least. So looking for a little bit of an outlet that's maybe more therapeutic, and dogs seem to be kinder than humans most days. So We closed on the 29th, and in 3 weeks, we have already painted the exterior of the building. We have a fence going in. We've cleaned up the exterior. We're planning on rehabbing all of the landscaping, really kind of keeping it clean and neat. Out front, we plan on doing a mural and putting some flower beds, rehabbing the walkway that's there right now. So we are looking to improve it, to have it be a betterment.
Get it?
Yeah.
I get it.
It's definitely
So
gonna,
you're trying
it's
to
definitely
look
gonna
at-
be
I
an
think it's-
improvement from when the
I think it's
mechanic had
allowed
it,
by
that's for
special
sure.
permit, I think is what it is, MR
Yes.
30.
It's right here, I have it right here, sir.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
He's looking at
SPZ.
the,
All right.
So
very good.
I'm looking at the plans, I don't see anything on the outside footprint of the building. Everything's on the inside, or will there be,
Nope, so it's a very large backyard, and that will actually be the primary appeal is the exterior. They'll be going from interior to exterior access, but again, that's where the double fencing comes in, the human supervision to mitigate barking, so they will be separated. The dogs that do not play well together will not be together, and they will not have visibility to one another, so that really decreases any kind of potential noise concerns that there could be. But again, to stress, there will be no overnight boarding. Our intent is certainly not to encumber anyone's evenings or weekends.
but,
so again, my question is, I don't see anything, I see the plot plan, but I don't see any plans in here depicting like structures or fencing or anything like that, how it's gonna be broken up.
So it's everything that's in place already. We are just updating and rehabbing what's existing, so there's nothing that's being added or changed.
so the lot is fenced right now with chain link or something?
It's fenced with,
Wood,
yeah.
like a stockade style fence? I think I get where Mr. Semple's going. I think if you were one of the houses in the back or around, because I know the neighbor might be thinking, gee, 40 dogs out there in the afternoon. Are you gonna do anything to mitigate sound with shrubbery or anything like that along the perimeter?
So there's shrubbery there already, and we are doing double fencing to mitigate any kind of potential fears or concerns surrounding animals escaping. With this type of establishment, the primary mitigator is that human to dog to animal ratio, to really anticipate and assess early on any conflicts, to mitigate barking, et cetera. And they will be supervised at all times.
So you bring that up, so if you have 40 dogs, how many people do you have to have working?
Well, we would have to have a minimum of 3 with the 10 to 15 ratio, but again, we might have 4. There's a vast difference between 40 large dogs and 40 small chihuahuas.
Well, I'm a dog person, so
Yeah.
I understand their needs.
Yeah.
Right, but going back to this rich subject, what happen if you have 5 shepherd in the back, or pit bulls, or
So pit bulls will actually, there are certain breeds that are not allowable just for insurance purposes.
right?
Pit bulls.
Say
just-
shepherd. Say you have 5
Yep.
shepherds.
So there is an intake process, and all animals prior to being accepted into daycare will have to have a half day of daycare at max that, to assess whether or not they would thrive in that environment. Any animals that do not seem, so that exhibit behaviors that are pretty clear and evident, right? So if a canine is scouting the perimeter, usually they're looking to escapes, and if they're isolating themselves, those animals will not be accepted. It wouldn't be beneficial to the animal, to us as a business, nor to the community.
You have to pick a number. We have to specify the numbers of occupant of the animals. If we're gonna give you a special permit, you have to specify how many dogs over certain poundage, like over 20 pounds, 10 dogs, under 20 pounds, 8 dogs. It'd be like an occupancy permit, sort of. We cannot just say open, so all of a sudden you have 100 dogs. It has to have a number. What do you think, your business, how many dogs you're gonna be able to service?
I think ideally it'd be no more than 50. We certainly would not be there in the beginning.
That's a lot of dogs for that area. That's a lot of dogs. So, I know, 1 minute. I think 50 dogs, it's a lot. You gotta understand, you're in a residential neighborhood.
Of course.
I mean, just think about it. I have 2 dogs, and when they both bark, that annoy me. Imagine 50.
Right, again, this environment is very different than having 2 dogs alone, and it's more of an enrichment environment. So it's not the same with the barking as,
I understand, but say you have 40, I'm not gonna
Yep.
say 50, and you have 3 people working, and you let the dogs out in the fence, and they're gonna start jumping, but that's a lot of dogs barking.
right, there would be mitigation protocols with that human oversight for
You can't
that
stop
noise.
dog from barking.
Well, in a daycare environment, usually they are playing more than they're barking. It's not incessant barking.
Okay. How big is the building?
It is 1,100 square feet.
How many dogs can you keep inside at one time?
It really would be contingent on the size of the animals. Again, we could probably fit many more, well, not probably, we could fit many more Yorkies or Chihuahuas than we could German Shepherds.
Right.
And I would have no way of predicting that.
Okay, if we are to grant a special permit, we definitely need a number, but I personally will be for making a condition that walking a dog outside the building has to be with a human walking them. Like, you cannot let them out by themselves.
That is not the
That's not
plan
your
or the
business
proposal. The dogs will be supervised at all times, indoors and out.
Okay, but when they outdoor,
Yes.
they have to have a person with each dog walking them. I mean, even if they all go outside, it defeat the purpose. Even you watching, it's 40 of them barking.
So what you're saying is 40 dogs, 40 humans?
No, well, that's not enough 3 people to watch 40 dogs outside, or
Well,
10.
again, so if we were arbitrarily saying 40 dogs, the minimum would be 3 people. But it changes, right? If you have 10 small and 30 large, then you would have 4 people in a best in practice.
All right,
So,
let me,
so,
go ahead, Jimmy.
so when the dogs go out, do you throw like, a 50-pound bag of meat in the middle of the yard and let 40 dogs out at once?
That's not
Or
the plan,
Or
no.
do you have 3 people and 40 dogs, and those 3 people take 1 or 2 dogs out at a time? So there's 5 or 6 dogs out and the rest are inside?
So the animals will be taken out in groups, not all at once, and there will be slides and rocks, games. So it's more of an enrichment experience than
controlled?
just kind of, it is a controlled environment. It's not kind of like just a free-for-all.
Well, I'm sure there's people sitting in the room here that are envisioning, the meat wagon and the 40 dogs on top of it, all barking, and it's important that we know, and I think the chair has made a point that you may need to come back and tell us it's gonna be no more than 8 dogs over 40 pounds. So I don't know, I'm not a dog person, so I don't know what 40 pounds or 200 pounds means, but you understand where he was
Oh,
going with that.
absolutely.
I think we
We,
might
we,
need
we
to
need
know.
some more clarity, because all we're looking at right now is we're looking at the plot plan and the building. We don't know what's going on out there. From what I'm getting from you, if there was 3 people, there would be shifts of a third of the dogs would go out at one time, they'd come in, the other second, third. So you got like classes that would, each person's taking care of 10 dogs,
Yes, so the animals
or
have to
15. I mean, did you say that there was,
So there's a separate area for small dogs and large dogs, and the animals have to be grouped together based on their level of play, their age, et cetera. And those animals would be brought out in their respective
Yeah,
groups
I'm getting that,
at
but
separate times.
we
so-
need more, I would like to see, I personally would like to see more clarity on, I know that you can't pick the dogs' sizes or that, but we're just looking at a blank piece of property with a building on it, and that's it.
Right.
I would like to see the design of what's going on, what's gonna be built in the back. You say there's rocks.
Mhm.
What color rocks? How tall the rocks? We don't know.
Just
You
something.
know, so it's really hard for us to go forward. We definitely need something put together. I need to see physically on a piece of paper how this is gonna be built and structured.
For the exterior.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Now-
Because, I mean, you're just saying, excuse me, that you've explained that there's a fence of some sort. So we need to know what the fence, and if it's not adequate to hold dogs, we need to have something in place that's
yeah.
gonna contain these dogs. Like, we can't have a broken board and one slipping out and then another one slipping out, you know
No,
what I'm
so the
saying?
existing
So we need
fence
we need
was-
clarification, exactly what you're doing with the property, what's going somewhere. I don't wanna speak for the board,
Yeah.
but I would like to see more clarification, exactly how this is laid out, what's gonna be there, what the neighbors will be seeing, you know, so,
Yeah, so
I mean,
the,
this is very hard for us to make a judgment on these, what we have in front of us.
The current fence was a broken-down wooden fence in areas. What's going in is an 8-foot chain link fence with 14-weight pipe, and the grade, which I can't recollect right now, but it's the appropriate grade for dogs. There will be
So again,
banners.
so
Oh.
she can come, we'll continue this. She can have this all put down, and then we can move on from there.
You might,
Before we go any further, let me see. Before we send you with anything to do with, I wanna hear from the neighbors. Apparently there's some neighbors, and we're gonna address
Of course.
we want to hear the.
request
Yeah,
accordingly.
absolutely.
Before I go neighbors, Veronica, you wanna say something?
I have a list of questions, but I think depending how this moves forward, I would say that we compile a list for you and, you know, you would go over them. But among some of the things that I have are your hours you have listed from 6 AM to 9 PM. And I would suggest that you have inside-only hours for certain times of the day. 6 is really early and 9 is pretty late for some people.
So I delineated that those hours are for drop-offs only, so those would be interior hours. So 6 to 9 are drop-off
Oh,
hours.
6 to 9, and they would be, no dogs would be outside.
They would be outside, so canines usually within 10 minutes of being dropped off at daycare, whether they've done their business at home or not, will go again. So they will be outside in order to do their business, and then inside for play and kind of socialization while the other dogs are dropped off. You don't have all dogs dropped off at the same time, so.
My point is,
Yeah.
dogs shouldn't be outside running around at 6 AM.
Exactly. Nope, understood.
Did you have a PNS here, did you purchase that property, or it's pending on a decision?
It's purchased on the 29th of April.
Troy, before I go to public?
I agree. I just would like to see a little more information about the fencing, and I'd like to know when they're being dropped off, and I know how dogs are, I have a dog myself, that they need to go immediately out to do their business. Will that be like one dog at a time, or is it gonna be a group that's gonna go out, or how would that be handled?
So actually, as they're dropped off, they will go through the exterior to do their business and then
Okay.
inside.
Well, before I go to the public,
course.
we definitely need the inside layout, how you're laying out the inside. Like this is for this dog, small, big, large, whatever. And we definitely need the number of dogs. I guarantee you right now, I'm not going for 40 dogs, no way. That's way too many dogs. If it was all inside, they come, get groomed and go, fine. But if you're gonna daycare, I don't care how much you hold the dog, when they go outside, a lot of them gonna bark. They're gonna see people, get dark, they get scared, get lightning, who knows, hear a car, especially the cars, and it's gonna be disturbing the neighbors. And the special permit, if it's detrimental to the neighborhood, we cannot grant it. Unfortunately, that's the laws, and that's how it's supposed to be. I wanna go to the public. Anyone wanna speak in favor of this project? Favor first, in favor. I hear none. Anyone who wants to speak against? Want to come forward one at a time, please? State your name for the record and state your objection. All right, name and address for the record, ma'am?
Beth Ellis, 62 Sandwich Road, Wareham, Mass. I am the connecting neighbor.
Yes.
My stepson sold the property to them. He had a dog himself, and that building is not soundproof at all. You can hear just one dog barking. So I can't imagine, you know, my mother-in-law had 5 chihuahuas. 5 chihuahuas all at the same time can make quite a bit of noise. So I'm kind of worried about the soundproofing of the building itself. In regards to the fencing that's there, there's an existing small chain link fence on the, if you're looking at the building, the left side, and it comes down and around. And on the right side where my property is located, there is the wooden fence that's partially broken down, which they've tried to, you know, repair. They already set up the chain link fence going down, but, you know, when they're talking about double fencing, I'm wondering, is the stockade fence gonna remain? Is it going to block the dogs from seeing the public from out back there? Because my family have their cookouts right there. And, you know, are the dogs gonna just be consistently barking while my family's there outside? I'm kind of worried about that. And there is no shrubbery whatsoever between our 2 properties. It's just a fence, a small low-grade fence in the beginning that I have that goes back to the property. So I'm concerned about that. When they said no overnight and no weekend, I heard the words "for now." I'm concerned about that. I mean, if we grant this in now, you know, would they be able to just come back to the board without us coming for another hearing to change it to boarding for the week and overnights and the weekends and stuff like that? I'm concerned about that. The animal limit, like I said, I can hear 1 dog, never mind 40 dogs. And the fence that they've put up, is it safe in regards to the size of the dog, the weight of the dog? You know, pushing against it, you know, being able to separate it out. My stepson had a German Shepherd, and he was able to jump that back fence that goes along Pirate Street. So I'm kind of worried about that, if it's not high enough, if they're gonna be replacing that back fence as well. So, I mean, my husband's not well. Our bedrooms are on that side of our house, so I don't wanna hear the dogs.
Right.
From 6 to 9, that's quite a bit.
I'm looking at the plans here, so like all the houses around you, they're close, very close.
yeah.
You know, that neighborhood's very congested. Is there any other like a daycare dog? You call it daycare, I guess?
There's one down across from Robinson's,
There's
at
one-
the old pool building. I believe that's a daycare center.
Yeah, but that's, I think we granted this with minimum, I think was 8 dogs, and there's all the dogs, the neighbor, and the owner is the other neighbor, so
Yep.
there's no neighbors. Is there any other one in town like that?
We did one up Charge Pond. I know we did one on Charge
know.
Pond Road for so many dogs, but that was about it.
I know Mr. Brady has one, but it's way in the woods. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Anyone else? Sir, want to come forward? Name and address, sir. Bring that mic next to you. You have name and address for the record.
I'm Dennis Filkins. I live at 66 Sandwich Road. I've been a native all my life. I've been in my house 74 years. Right next door to me at 72 is the 911 building, the ambulance building. And they've been there doing business for the town maybe 12 to 15 years. And just about every time an ambulance goes by, a lot of ambulance goes by, Toby Hospital is only a half-mile away. Every time an ambulance goes by, a fire truck, a police car, they gotta put the siren on real loud. They do it right in front of my house, right in front of the garage, what is it, 58? And, when that noise goes off, the dogs like to howl. I've complained a dozen times about my next-door neighbor. I called 3 weeks ago. Dog barking continuously. I talked to him, we straighten it out. But I can't see this happening, 40 dogs. When that ambulance makes the noise, the dogs are gonna howl. They do it now, my next-door neighbor's dog. It's gonna continue. Dogs here, they bark too. I'd just like to mention that, and I don't think there's a cure for that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Comments? Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Sir, come forward, ma'am,
come.
sir.
Can they
whoever.
go to this mic in the center table to just be as
Yeah, they
easy?
could, whatever they like. Either one, yeah.
Somebody else wants to speak, they can come up and get in queue on this other mic here, so we don't have to wait for you to crawl up after him. Whoever's next. There you go, ma'am.
All
Just
right,
sit.
name and address, sir.
My name's Kerry Campina. I live at 64 Sandwich Road.
All right, let's hear it.
Just to make it aware that we have a lot of medical people that live in that area that have issues. Myself for one, my wife, Mrs. Barrows, who lives on the opposite side of the, where the garage was, and other people in the backside. And myself, I go to bed early nights, and I get up early in the morning to leave for work. And what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to see these elderly people be, affected by any loud noises. We have enough of that in that area already. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am, name and address, please.
Carla Texera, 3 Oakdale Street.
Is there anybody coming after Carla? Come up and take the other mic. Go ahead, Carla, sorry.
I'd just like to echo the sentiments of Mr. Filkins about dogs barking and dogs barking whenever sirens go by, being positioned again between the EMTs and Toby Hospital. We're going to get a lot of that. We hear that now just from our neighbors, random neighbors, one dog. So the thought of 50 dogs or 40 dogs all barking at the same time because sirens go off is going to be upsetting. And in the hours of operation between 6 and 9 p.m., at the times in the summertime when in the evening people are going to want to be on their deck, the last thing they want to hear is 40 dogs howling. And to think that an individual can control the barking of 15 dogs, when I had one singular dog who's now deceased, I couldn't control his barking whenever the ambulance went by. I had to put him inside. I don't see how that 1,100 square foot building is going to be able to house 40 to 50 dogs to keep them from barking or be soundproof that we won't have to hear it.
Thank you,
for your comments. Go ahead,
Oh,
Sandy.
May I just edify one
Go
point?
ahead, Sandy, I'm sorry.
It's
you
not
look
until
like
9 p.m.
But you said it was business hours, was like 4 o'clock or something like that?
So the pickups would be between 4 and 7, where the animals, but absolutely not until 9 p.m.
Okay, so you close at 7?
Right.
Okay, ma'am?
Sandra Munson, 10 Byers Street.
Does
I-
look like Sandra.
I am Sandra.
Okay. You look like you.
I think that that's a residential area, and to put something like that in that area where the houses are so close together, we have the senior citizen home across the street. Barking dogs is not going to be good for them and with the residents. We like to sit out on our deck, and when you're sitting out on your deck, you don't want to hear barking dogs all day. And right now, she's saying that it's going to be Monday through Friday right now, but is it going to extend later on?
We don't know. That's not what before us right now. So we'll take this in consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Anyone else? So,
May I
I'm
just-
reading your resume. Yes?
You have two online, online.
All right, let's hear it. Name and address.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Paige Higgins, and my mother, Pearl Barrows, lives in the house right next door at 54 Sandwich Road. And I agree with Mr. Filkins that we could hear that one dog from inside our house when he was inside the building when somebody walks by, because there's always people walking by going downtown to Wareham. And we can hear it inside our house from him being inside of the building. My mother is elderly, and we have probably 3 to 5 medical services that come to the house, whether it's Meals on Wheels or her nurses or the different care people that come. And I could see that every time that a vehicle comes in our yard that's right next door to the fence where this is going to be, that it will distract those dogs. If they see those vehicles, just having a chain link fence, they're going to see all this activity that will be disturbing to my parents, the people that are working there, and my family members that are there to take care of my parents.
Thank you, ma'am. Second person, please.
She's on mute, maybe she needs to unmute herself.
Unmute. Hello, this is Wanda Peters, and I am in the house right next, that was my sister talking. The only other issue I would have is you're talking about these dogs going out and doing their business. I personally have a dog, and I'm concerned also about the smell.
What's your address, ma'am, just for the record?
54 Sandwich Road.
All right.
I'm calling on behalf of my mom, Pearl Barrows.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right.
Chair, I just want to thank everybody for, coming out today. We in no way wanted
Ma'am,
to.
just you have to speak to us.
So I just wanted to thank everyone. We in no way want to cause any distress to the community. Quite the contrary. We were hoping to help develop it and improve it. There are certainly things we didn't consider. I don't live on that street. I had no way of knowing or knowledge about the sirens. So this is informative and helpful to us also. So I just wanted to say thank you to the community for.
Well, I guarantee you everybody's here have dogs and love dogs, and we all love animals. But I know the area very well, and these people who lives on that road, as it is, they disturb so much by the siren, by the police, by this, and with the traffic and all this. And I know for a fact, like I said, I have dogs, they bark. And I mean, if you could come back with a different plan, maybe just grooming, not daycare, just you groom it, stay inside, and they leave. And you have to have some serious plan, construction plan for that building for soundproof. I know that garage very well. Like she said, there's no insulation, nothing there. I mean, you can literally speak and the neighbor would hear you. So you have to come back with a real architecture plan. And like I said, that's why it's a special permit. So the board, if it feels, like I said, it's detrimental, can deny it. And I mean, I see your resume, you have a great resume, it's nice what you're doing, but in the same time, our job to protect the neighborhood. So I don't know what you like, what you wish. You have to revise your whole plan. This idea of daycare and the fence and the dogs outside, I don't think it's gonna fly. Maybe minimize it just to grooming or whatever.
To be clear, it can
Shower.
remain as an auto body, correct?
Oh, yeah, of course,
Okay.
it has,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got a special permit from back.
It does. I just
That-
want to make sure that's grandfathered in. And
It's, yeah, I
What are you
mean,
thinking about if you have to get, if you bought it, you commit, if you're stuck with it, what are you gonna do with it type thing?
you didn't get any consulting before you buy it?
we were told that it was a strict commercial and that anything could be done there. And that's on us. It's,
It's
you
a,
know,
it's a,
no-
it's a residential.
So it was changed somewhere along the lines, and online it was still delineated as strict commercial. And yeah, we've spent a lot of time at Town Hall. There were some changes that occurred within the last, I'd say conservatively, 3 to 5 years, and it was changed to an MR30. So,
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Even, no, this area's been always MR30. I lived there for a while. It's always been MR30. But regardless, even if it was strip commercial, you still have to pass the test of a special permit. It doesn't mean if it's strip commercial, you could be granted a permit. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why you're here for a board like this or the planning board.
course.
So I would recommend you come back. Consult with some engineers, lawyers, friends, some people with the business, how you could modify your plan maybe to minimize it, still yet to be profitable. You're gonna be making money to survive.
I think that ship
Concentrate.
sailed.
Huh?
That ship sailed.
That ship
I
sailed.
think so too. I think the modifications you would have to make this feasible for the area that you're in wouldn't be
Dramatic.
profitable
The
for
money
you.
we've spent already just on the applications. So
Yeah,
Applica-
you're in deep.
I got
get
the
it.
memo. But I appreciate it, and I
I'm
appreciate your
very
time.
sorry,
No,
but,
it's,
So what do you wanna do? Do you wanna come back? You wanna close it? What do you would like to do? You wanna think about it?
yeah,
All right, why don't you think about it? Come back on the 22nd, June 22nd.
We'll
Because
continue
on the
our-
8th, I'm not here. For everyone who's here, we will not get another notification in the mail to come back, so make sure whoever want to speak again, or make sure to be here for the decision, you have to be here without, you're not gonna get a notice from the town. So can we get a motion to continue?
So moved. June 22.
15-22 for Betty San Alessandro, 58 Sandwich Road, till June 22nd. Do I have a second on the motion?
I second.
Second for it, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, oppose, abstain. We'll see you and wish you best of luck.
thank you. Have a
I-
wonderful
you
evening.
absolutely seem sincere,
Yeah.
and I can tell by your response that you do care about the neighbors,
We do.
and you don't want to have a business and have a whole bunch of, be surrounded by people that are unhappy with you. I get that. So, I feel for you. The only thing I can tell you is if you do make the determination, boy, you couldn't pick a better market to try to dump real estate.
Yeah. All right, very well. So
Yeah.
we'll see you on the 22nd.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
You too.
All right, last thing, 16-22. 2180 Boston Providence Turnpike Associates.
There's that folder there.
This one.
Site plan,
This is the car wash.
site plan review / variance, Tow Road. Okay.
Yuppie puppy, any more papers on the yuppie puppy?
Oh, yeah.
Here you go. That's too bad. See, a lot of people go out and buy these property, don't check things, and they get
It's
burned.
got-
Oh, this goes with it.
It is too bad, because I think
Outside, guys, please.
something that could work for people.
I mean, there's a lot of things you could do there,
Instead
but
of
I
being
don't know about a
different
county.
location.
Can't be so close to,
Yuppie puppy.
I feel really bad, but that's terrible. I know. I hate saying no on things like that.
Okay, good. Thanks. All right, thank you.
There's one, I think. There's another one. How's business?
Good, good. How are you doing, Jim?
You guys are cleaning up?
Doing pretty well. The pollen gets all the cars dirty.
Oh, man, isn't that stuff miserable?
Yeah, not good for my allergies either.
We,
All right, why don't you guys share, we share all the plan, give this to Richard, and, all right,
do we,
here you go, why don't you
is
read
that a
this?
small plan? Is that the same thing as this?
We have one more.
Same thing, I think.
Yeah, they said she's there. All right, good, thank you. Okay, I've already checked.
The zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing on May 25th,
All right,
2022.
Kenny, one second. All right, wanna be quiet, please, so we could hear this? Go ahead, Ken, sorry.
The zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing on May 25th, 2022 at 6:30 PM in room 320 of the Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, to consider petition number 1622 for a variance from the rear setback requirements of section 626 and site plan review from the requirements of section 1520 under the Wareham zoning bylaws to 2180 Boston Boston Providence Turnpike Associates LLC of P.O. Box 685, Norwood, Mass. 02062, proposing to construct a car wash facility located at 4 Tow Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, Assessors Map 108, Lot 3A, in the Industrial Zoning District.
All right, Counselor.
Good evening, folks, again. My name is Robert Perry, 191 Main Street in Wareham. I represent the petitioner. Principal of the petitioner, John Shelby, is here with me. The owner of the property, Mickey Higgins, I think all of you know, is there right behind me. And I hope that our engineer, Mr. DiStefano, is here somewhere.
He's online. He's on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Listen, I have one additional thing I do want to give you that I mentioned before this. We have a picture of a similar cow, not the exact one. But, you know, you're familiar with these anyway because you've been handling some of them. As you well know, right?
Yep, we sure do.
Nothing like the one I oppose. I don't think it's a...
That one went away. Well, the opposition went away, I guess.
Yes, the opposition one, I went away.
I know.
Not that I oppose it, I still think it's a danger, I think we're gonna be very sorry when we have an accident.
Oh, it's gonna be great. You'll probably be their best customer, this
But
poor
that's
guy.
neither here nor there. This one is nothing like that.
All right, let's hear
Okay.
it. Okay, let's hear it.
All right, you got the plans. We want to put a car wash in there. We're before you because we need at least one and maybe two variances. And we, of course, obviously need site plan review. I'll let Mr. Stefano address most of it. I will actually come, after he tells you what we really need for variances, I will come back and explain to you why they're sanctioned by 40A, Section 10. As you can see, we got kind of a strange shaped lot, and I have here with me that I will show you at that time the plan. So with this, I really would yield to Mr. DiStefano. And what, is he strictly oral?
Sure, and good evening,
See
Mr.
some pictures here.
All right, let's see, hear an overview, and we have to concentrate on that variance, most importantly, okay? But let's hear from whoever wants to present that case.
Sure. Good
Yeah,
evening, Mr.
please.
Chairman, members of the board. Hopefully folks can hear me okay?
Yeah, name and address, please.
Sure, absolutely. Luke DiStefano with Polar Engineering,
Yeah.
South Borough, Massachusetts. I know it's late and you've had a long agenda, so what I'll do is give a quick summary of the project and then be more than happy to answer any questions you or the audience may have relative to the site design, but
Excuse me, before you start, you're going to have to accept a request to become a panelist so that you'll have the ability to share your screen. So you're going to get a request in just a moment, and then you'll be able to join in and show the presentation.
sure. Okay, so let me share my screen here and hopefully folks, you can see the screen with the site plan?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what I'd like to do quickly, hopefully now you can see the aerial of the site. But this is, as mentioned, the property located at 4 Tow Road, which is located on the easterly side of Cranberry Highway, basically behind the recently redeveloped Naria gasoline facility, which is located here in the corner. As noted, the applicant is basically seeking to redevelop the property with a 5,476 square foot tunnel drive-through car wash located in the eastern portion of the site. That car wash will be served by 4 regular parking spaces or customer parking spaces in this portion or the north portion of the property, and then 20 vacuum stalls. located on the west side of the building. The site will be accessed via one of two curb cuts, one off of Tow Road, and the second is the joint access off of Cranberry Highway. Cars that enter the facility would come into the site, travel through one of three pay stations, then travel through the car wash, and then exit out along the south side of the site, and then back either to Cranberry Highway or back to Tow Road. The site is serviced by all utilities, gas, water, sewer, electric, and stormwater management will be handled via a comprehensive underground infiltration system located in the northwest corner of the property, in this area here. And if you've had an opportunity to review the stormwater management report, you'll see that we are reducing peak runoff rates for all storms up to and including the 100-year storm event, while also providing pre-treatment to all runoff. So we feel that we're resulting in a better condition than what you have currently with the pre-treatment and the reduction in peak runoff rates to the abutting property to the north. The reason we believe we need the variances is we have a landscape buffer, or I'm sorry, a setback issue on the eastern side of the site where we're only 10.6 feet from the property line. And then again, our second variance would be for lack of a 10-foot landscape buffer immediately adjacent to the back of the NAREA facility. What I'd like to do quickly is shoot to the landscape plan. And you can see what we've tried to do is maximize green space on the site. The site is about 1.38 acres or just over 60,000 square feet. And under the post-developed condition, we're still looking to maintain just shy of 21,000 square feet of green space. So we're looking to maintain about 35% of the lot as green space, as you can see on the landscape plan. That is a quick summary, and again, I'm certainly more than happy to answer any questions about the site plan.
All right, thank you.
Nancy, I looked at this, and the 10 feet 6 inches on the back meets zoning. The assumption is that you need a 20-foot setback, but I looked at the table, they need a 10-foot setback. So they got 6 inches to spare there.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think all we need a variance on is landscape buffer.
On the front, yeah, over where it's over near Noria, that's where they want, that's different. I didn't.
No, I think that's right. I think we do need that. There was some serious confusion when I was working with Mr.
No, I looked it up because it's the zoning, you know, there was a section of the setback that shows 20, but not for this zone.
No.
Not for this zone.
All right.
It's commercial to commercial, it's 10 feet.
Whatever we do need, I mean, we need, really because of the shape of the lot. As you can see, it's kind of a funny shape lot. In fact, I don't know.
And I have
I'll
a
pass around the
question.
original plan that the planning board approved on that, and you'll see the exact shape of the lot. It doesn't show up as well on some of the plans. It kind of pushes us in at a couple of points. And folks, if you just pass that on the drop one, I apologize. Take a look, pass it around. This is the lot right here we're dealing with. And this jog and this jog kind of push us. So the shape of the lot is really what causes us to need variances. And it creates a hardship which is strictly in compliance with the statute.
So, through the chair, I have a question. Is this gonna be an extension of Noria, or is this a whole separate business?
Whole separate business.
So it's not, when you fill up with gas, they don't try to get you for an extra,
I'm not saying that, but it's a
an
whole
extra
separate business.
$3 and say, while you're filling up, give us an extra 75 cents and we'll wash your car, or,
Well, I don't know what kind of deal they might make between business, but it's a separate business.
it's a separate,
It's a separate business. They have the right to make any kind of a
I'm
deal they
asking
might make
because of the
between
landscape buffer question. You know.
Yeah, I understand why you would ask about that on this,
I think
west side.
you're gonna need two variances, not one. This is, the back of you is industrial, so you're gonna need two variances. we definitely
He's
willing.
industrial too.
No, he's commercial, strip commercial. Let's hear the argument,
Well,
we go from there.
whether we need 2 variants or 3 variants, whatever we need because of the shape of the property. It's a peculiar shaped property, and that plan, oh, it's down in front of you now, Nazi. And it creates a hardship here because we just can't fit anything in there without needing some variances. It certainly doesn't denigrate from the intent of the bylaw. There's no problem from point of view of the neighborhood here. If it weren't for the shape of the lot, you know, a nice rectangular lot, we wouldn't need the variances. So I really think we're in compliance with section 10.
Okay. Well, let me start asking the board questions. I'm gonna start by Veronica. Sorry, Troy, let me hear Veronica first.
I like the project, and I think, I mean, every use of that lot is gonna be for the project, and I can see why. So, I mean, I'd like to hear some comments from the other board members. I think it's in a good location, and the abutters, you know, if the abutters are here, I'd like to hear from them. But other than that, I don't have too much to say at this point.
All right, Jimmy?
I'm all set. I think the abutter behind to answer Veronica's question,
All right, Rich? Richard?
the gasoline hauler.
No questions at this time.
Troy?
I like the plan.
Okay, did you guys start at 53G account? Did it go to fire department, the town engineer, these things?
Town engineer, I think we agreed that it wasn't required on this project considering the design that's been put forth, so there was no account set up, and, you know, I understand that we don't need to do that.
You need a site plan, what do you mean you don't need? You need a site plan.
Have Charlie review this?
Of course you do. You need a site plan review. It's definitely a site plan review. You need a variance, you need a special permit and a site plan review.
Tonight?
Say again?
Let's get the variance tonight, and then we'll start everything else after.
We need,
It's gotta go to
We
fire
don't-
department, gotta go to police, gotta
I
go
guess
to all.
you differ, you think we need peer review, I can appreciate that, I
Right.
kinda did myself. But we need that for the site plan review. Can we address the variances tonight?
We could
that moving
discuss the
along?
variances.
Okay.
Discuss the variances,
And
see
then
how the
if
board's
Ken will have his man set up, something, you know, we'll comply and we'll be back.
Right, so you need, make sure it's gotta go to, once you guys start site plan, it'll go to fire, police, all these departments, go to water department, make sure there's enough flow. You gotta address all these issues. Fire trucks, all these things gotta be addressed. This is part of the peer review. All right, so, with that in agreement, well, it's the bylaw, it's not an agreement or not, it has to happen. Let's start arguing which variance you wanna start with. The buffer,
Sure, why not?
sure.
Gotta do them, gotta do each.
What size, what's the dimensions on the travelways that exist in you have 4 travelways separated by the landscape island. What's the dimensions on those lanes? The width of those?
You talking about the entry lanes into the car wash?
Landscape.
Yeah, the entry and exit lanes.
They're 12 feet, and then they taper to 10 feet, and then they widen back into a large 16-foot entrance into the car wash itself.
The landscape and buffer, commercial to commercial is 10 feet. So what are you asking, why you need a variance on that? You don't
Basically
have
because
10
of this
feet?
lack of 10 feet in this area here.
Yeah, we're just shy at a couple of small areas there. Did you see that?
How much you have buffer for landscaping? Let's start with the landscape.
Kevin, is it?
The landscape and buffer, what do you got?
Right here, we have 5 feet. We need 10.
So you have 10 feet all the way to the exit and it changes to 5, that's your problem, or where?
Correct. The area where we have an issue is right here in the southwest corner of the lot.
Right
The
behind
rest we
area.
have are 10 feet.
Right behind area.
So that radius, just that radius, like about, what's the length of that, like 20 feet radius?
It could be a little,
I think it's a little longer than that.
This, which radius are we talking?
Okay,
That's a 10-foot radius.
The 10-foot radius?
all right, the dotted line is showing the 10-foot buffer, but you can't achieve that, so you have the solid line, that's what you're saying, but what it says, like, it looks like a drainage line to me, like it, I can't really see
So,
that.
Again, so this is our travel lane into the site off of Tow Road, and because that's two directional, it's 24 feet wide.
Okay,
You are correct, the dashed line here
Yeah.
is in fact the 10-foot landscape buffer. The line below it, the double solid line, is your curb line, which is 5 feet.
okay, so you're asking for a 5-foot variance,
Correct.
all right?
and the one up top.
And then up here, they,
Yeah, I know, well, let's go one at a time. You guys understand that first variance? So, would that be any landscape in there? Would that be any landscaping on the 5 feet?
My
Yeah,
understanding it is. The
we
5
will
feet
have
is
some
landscape, is it not?
plantings and grass.
It is.
What's that, sir?
We will have landscaping, plantings and grass, as you can see in the landscape plan here.
Okay. Roy, what do you think of that?
I don't really see where it's that big of an issue.
And when you guys built the station, you didn't anticipate you're gonna have a car wash in the back, did you? Your name, Mickey, please, for the record.
So I'm Mickey Higgins. I'm currently the property owner, and I also own the land under the Noria gas station. So this is all the former Maxi Gas,
Right.
which we purchased from the Angus family. When we originally did the service station, there was no plan to do the car wash. John from Rojo's approached us after the car wash, after the convenience store and gas station was built. In addition to the 5-foot strip that Bowler has pointed out, I think there's at least 15 feet of landscaping that exists behind the existing convenience store. And we marked that with a fence, so right where he's shown with the cursor, that is all landscape. So it'd be 5 feet on the car wash property, but there's probably another 15 feet on the gas station property. So it would be 20 feet of landscaping overall in that area.
So there's the setback is 20 feet. So the car wash required 10 feet, but but the Noria has 20. So it has an
Has
extra,
15.
it has extra 5
It
feet.
has excess.
Right. I mean, you have plenty of landscaping, just some of it's on the Noria
I'm
property.
talking the legal part of it.
Yes.
So
The legal part is we need a variance. We've only got 5 feet.
I
of that
understand, but Noria has 20 feet, it's required 10 feet.
I think they have 15 feet.
They have 15, they require 10, so there's 5 extra. And you have 10, you need 5, you need 10, and you can only provide 5. Okay? Going back,
could the landlord grant an easement?
are they gonna be selling it to Noria?
So we're not selling the site to Noria, but we are selling the car wash site to John at Rojo's.
Okay. So, but you're not a part of Noria?
No,
Not that it matters?
no. I wish.
What is the purpose of having the multiple travel lanes in that southern section?
Because the corner lot, to have them be able to exit and enter on the corner lot, so if they're going south, they're going, would that be south towards East Wareham?
South is, exactly, south is out to Toll Road.
Yeah, they have to exit that way.
The question I'm asking is why there are multiple lanes going both ways in this area here.
make a clean getaway.
So could you potentially make a one-way at the back of the building and move the building forward? So that you actually had a circle around the building and just had one way?
A one-way where?
So behind the building, if you move that building forward some and remove one of the lanes that you have for the two-way traffic there, where your finger is, right?
Yes.
Because you have two-way traffic there, couldn't you potentially do a one-way behind the building? So you have a loop around the building as opposed to two lanes in front? And then you're meeting your buffer?
What would it work is when the car wash comes in, the cars come in, they go out this way, going around the building, you're saying coming out this way, going back around?
What's the purpose of going?
Move
I-
everything
I-
forward and put a lane behind it. You're eliminating one lane in the middle.
What's the purpose of the lane behind it?
I'm just going,
So, but you're not, so that you're meeting your buffer requirement?
Wouldn't that do the same thing on the backside?
That wouldn't give you a landscape buffer if you put a lane
But
back there.
I wouldn't have my landscape, I'd have to kill the lane.
You're giving up landscape.
Right, because it's the same
You're
numbers.
paving. You're ripping down Paradise to put up a parking lot.
That's what the fire department is gonna look at.
So you need the same width at the back that you would be taking away from the front.
Don't, don't you think see, that's why you need a peer review.
I was gonna say, I don't even think the fire truck could get in here, could it?
How would that?
Get around,
Speak on
pay,
that.
pay scale?
Come on, sit down, you can sit down, ma'am.
So for the
Ma'am.
record, I'm Heather Monica with Greenman Peterson, and we
Gotta
were,
sit down.
sorry, and we were the traffic engineers for the project. Just to answer what Veronica was saying, if we did that and did one way, the people at the vacuums wouldn't be able to get out, because you'd only have, when they exit, they'd have to go back around or through the car wash again.
Yeah, you need that 24 feet.
We need the two-way flow there as it's showing to get the people, especially if they don't want to go to the car wash, just to the vacuums and leave. I would imagine that Bowler has looked
I
at the
did get a
truck
letter
turns.
from the fire department, by the way, complaining that they didn't get anything to comment, and so that's part of the peer review. That they wanna take a look at it, they wanna figure out the fire trucks and stuff. And they emailed it, when they emailed it, began at least 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it gets sent out when we get the special permit application in.
Right, so you're definitely gonna have a peer review. But going back to the variance, I don't know, I mean, doesn't matter to me, but whatever the board would like to see. I mean, even you grant the variance, you go to peer review, and then the fire department say, I can't get my truck there, what are you gonna do?
Well, let's treat that problem when it arises.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, Nazir, we may.
Okay, if that's what you want.
Nazi, how does the procedurally, Mr. Chair, how does that work? The fire department issues an email or generates an
No,
email
the fire
to,
department heard there's a car wash going, and he sent me an email complaining that he hasn't heard about the plan. Because a plan like this, there should be like at least 8 plans to be distributed to all the departments, fire,
I
DPW.
think it was, that's why procedurally, does the applicant
As an applicant.
distribute the plans, or does the,
You do.
But you have to apply for a site plan review.
I think they
There
did.
was an application, site plan review, and I believe the right number of copies were filed.
I think everything's sitting in the office.
Correct.
Okay,
When the application comes in, it's sent out from by my office to the different departments.
That's what I thought, and apparently didn't happen. I thought it did.
Luke, I think you and I confirmed that we mailed all those copies, correct?
No,
Absolutely.
I think Ken agrees, he's got the copy, something in his office.
okay. And there's another
Can't
step.
throw fault at this point in
No,
time, but we gotta correct it.
No harm done. We'll
No,
take-
I agree.
I'll
I
make sure
agree.
the board, the department sends them over, no problem. And you have to open a 53G account, so we have the town engineer review it, just like they did with the gas station. So that being said, let's concentrate on the variance, and we'll go next. We'll make sure those
I keep
plans.
staring at that, I got one more question before we,
Yeah.
before you take that down. If I'm coming in off Cranberry Highway, off that shared entrance, yep, right where you're moving your mouse. Why do you have that like an island, so you gotta go past the landscape buffer and then turn hairpin back into the,
I was wondering that.
why couldn't that be a lot gentler turn there? I
Well,
mean,
we're just trying to maintain a more uniform traffic pattern for folks that might be entering the site off of Tow Road. They come in, so you have crossing traffic here. So we felt that by adding this, it more streamlined the traffic into the three car
you're trying to
wash
push 'em
bays.
over- You're
while
trying to
also-
push them over to the right, okay.
Otherwise,
Correct.
it'd be a big sea of pavement.
I just wondered, I just, looking at it, taking that left coming in off Cranberry Highway looks awkward to me, but everybody's gonna end up in that one lane. That, doesn't matter to me, I'm not gonna make a dime off the car wash, whether it works or not.
Unless you buy an area.
But I just wondered why you'd try to like do that. Just curious. I'm sorry, go back to the variances.
Let's go back to the variance. We'll deal with special permit when it comes in. I mean, site plan.
Site plan.
All these things gotta be addressed at site plan. We need comments from
Yeah.
engineers so we know where we're going. Is there anyone on the public wanna speak in favor or against the two variances that, they're proposing? Anyone online? Going back to the variance, what do you think, Troy? So the setback in the back, not that I'm speaking in favor of the applicant, but we're supposed to change the bylaw for the setback. Personally, I got a job, I did a project myself, and I lost 10 feet because of this. And it's crazy between commercial and residential, and industrial, that has to be 20 feet. It should be 10 is plenty, but that's not what the bylaw says. But anyway, so what do you think of that setback, the landscaping buffer and the setback in the back?
I mean, I don't really have an issue with it. I think everything looks fine. Because if they've got the setback or the landscaping from Noria too,
Right,
it kind of covers it.
right, it's like 20 feet now.
Right.
Okay, and the back between them and the gas company, I guess that's all it is, gas trucks in the back, right?
So it
Very
is.
small one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, the setback, I believe it is.
Yeah,
It's what it is now, anyway, and
Right.
gas trucks.
till they sell it to, Doobie and they start delivering pot back there, but.
At midnight.
There's another delivery operation that's gonna go back in there.
What's that?
Another delivery, marijuana delivery wants to operate off of Tow Road.
There's another one going there?
wants to.
They've applied.
Ah, okay. Anyway,
Did you approve that one yet?
no, it didn't come before us.
Okay.
So, you okay with Veronica?
Yep.
What do you think?
I have no problem with the plan.
No, let's stick with the variance, not the plans.
Variance is part of the plan, no.
Okay?
Um,
No, specifically, comment on
I
the
agree
variance.
about Noria, providing part of because it has a wider area there. That being said, I mean, it's not owned by the car wash, so, but I do think it creates a good visual, what we're looking for in terms of a buffer, but,
So you're okay with the variance?
I'm okay with it.
You feel it does meet the statutory requirement? It's a hardship?
It's a little bit of a stretch. I can see how the lot goes in there. And I would say this, what they're trying to put there, they're using every possible area that they can on the lot to try and fit in what they want to fit in for their business. And there really isn't extra, so.
Okay.
We are, and I think we discussed that way back when we did the Noria thing, is that this lot would have a few problems when we brought it before you later on. We didn't know what we were gonna do, but we knew we were gonna do something, and we knew that it had those strange shapes as a result of necessity.
Jimmy?
I'm okay with both variance requests. I think we're gonna give them enough trouble when we get to site plan review to give them gray hair. Let's give them some relief here.
Thanks, Jim.
Rich? Richard?
We'll find a way to, don't worry, we'll get you in a cage.
I'm not
and
really
poke
good
you
with it
a
right at
stick,
this
you know?
moment. I'm not,
Excuse, okay, yes, sir.
the variances, I'm not willing to make a vote on it, so you guys can do what you want. I'm gonna abstain.
He's abstaining on
You're
it.
not comfortable with it?
Not at this moment.
No?
Nope.
Would you like to continue, discuss it further?
Would you like me to give you any more? I mean, I think, I know Veronica said it's a stretch. I don't think it is a stretch when you look at the
That's my
shape
feelings
of the
right now.
property and the,
Do you want to
Section 10.
continue? Think
Well,
about it
if-
more,
if-
more
if-
evidence,
if-
or you set on it?
If, I'm set on it.
You set on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you want to do? You want to vote?
I mean, you can continue if you want.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes.
So it's my understanding if we're in front of the Board of Appeals for a variance, then the Board of Appeals is the special permit granting authority?
Right.
But if the variance was voted on and closed, are you still the special permit granting authority?
Of course. Becomes a one-stop shop. Once you go
The
for a
applications
variance,
are.
Even if you
demanded.
close the variance?
becomes, it's a special,
well, if we're not successful on the variance, we got a problem though.
right. I mean, I don't know. Tell me.
take a-
I'm okay with it. You wanna pull a vote, I pull a vote, or you tell me, you wanna continue, what do you wanna do?
You need a 4-to-1 vote?
You
Can we,
need
Four
four.
votes.
can we take a straw vote, poll vote?
Veronica said she thought it was light. I don't understand that. I'm just reading section 10 again. What part do you think I haven't satisfied you on, Veronica?
I don't think you can satisfy it.
I-
I mean,
you
it
know-
is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know how you would satisfy it. I mean,
Well, it's clearly the land, the shape of the land that causes the problem.
because of the type of project that's going in.
Well, I don't disagree, but I think as we discussed previously, 2 years ago, no matter what goes in, we're gonna have a similar problem. It is an industrial lot, and, this is the kind of thing that's gonna end up in there. And I don't know the statute talks to what goes in there. We wanna put something in, there's a substantial hardship if we can't. I don't know what else to put in there. It's not like we're gonna put a dog care center or something like that in there.
Yeah, dog kennel would go good there. Actually, maybe
If I could just
But I
address,
don't think that piece that
I
she's
don't
got's
think that
big enough
granting
for
the
your car
relief-
wash.
Results in any detriment to the public good, and I don't think it certainly nullifies or derogates from the intent or the purpose of the ordinance. I think we should let them vote.
Let me listen, Mr. Higgins, what do you wanna say?
Mr. Chair, actually Veronica, through the chair, when we subdivided the Maxi Gas parcel, we certainly realized that the front two lots would be easier to find a user for than the back lot. And before John from Rojo's came with the car wash, we did try other proposals, and every single, it is an odd-shaped lot. No matter what, it didn't matter if it was an office building, or a retail building, or a warehouse building, you always needed some type of relief because of the shape of the lot. And we did try other things. A car wash, actually, because it's long and narrow, lends itself pretty well to how this lot lays out. So, I think no matter what we did, we would be here for some type of relief, based on the shape of the lot. It is oddly shaped.
Okay,
Mr. Chair, may I?
yes, go ahead, sir.
Back to what Mr. Higgins said earlier, is there a way to kind of do like a straw poll first? Is that maybe a,
I mean, yeah, sure, I mean, yeah, we could just make a
So
poll. I mean, apparently Mr. Larson's for it. Veronica, are you for the variance or no? I mean, Mr. Sample expresses his answer, you could be honest, are you for it?
I have no problem
She's
with
fine
it.
with it, I'm okay with it. Jimmy, are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Get that done.
You all right with it?
Yeah, I hate to belabor this point, but I'm going to.
It's right there, Jimmy, it's right here.
The zoning, I'm looking at the map, and I still, isn't purple industrial?
Well, it says it's industrial.
I think it's industrial.
It says it's industrial on
And
the left.
isn't Noria zoned industrial?
Yes,
And,
yes.
and the guy behind it is zoned in, it's not commercial to industrial. It's commercial, it's industrial to industrial.
It
It's a
is.
10-foot setback on the back. See that little, see that, let me walk over here, he's got it on the screen.
Okay. Or maybe in your luck, let's see.
This is 195, right?
Right here.
The landscape buffer is not by zoning,
yeah.
it's by
See
use.
the purple?
Right here, that's Stowe Road.
That's all industrial.
The
They're
lan-
zone to zone.
The landscape buffer is by use, not by zone district.
Now we're talking about setback, not buffer.
Well,
The
the-
setback in the back,
See it?
right here.
That square right there is the piece that we're talking about. The whole thing is purple.
It's all industrial there, yeah.
It's all industrial. It's not commercial to industrial. It's not 20, it's 10.
Who said you need your engineer said you needed a variance for the rear setback?
We were instructed that it was a 20-foot setback in that area, which prompted the variance.
It's a 10. You don't even need that variance.
Even better.
And I'd show you how to argue that point. Not because I'm a stubborn old guinea or anything like that.
I think it's a side setback anyway, but it's still 10 feet.
Well, then we still need the landscape.
The landscape
Var-
buffer, we're
variance.
talking about the landscape buffer.
No, he said, but we did need the, we thought we needed the, so I would ask then to vote then on those variances we do need.
If there's concern amongst the board members, again, Nazi, through you, about the narrowness of the two, maybe we could specify in the site plan a certain species. There are arborvitae that grow tall and narrow, and they become like fences. They become sound deadening, sight blinding.
Yeah.
I know when I put.
Well,
when
it
I-
doesn't matter about sound there, it's all industrial, there's trucks,
Oh,
that's all it is.
Yeah, but
trucks and-
if it's a, if that's the concern, we could say, put, those skinny arborvitae or whatever I don't know the names of the species.
No, what they have here looks fine.
If that's a concern, and the same thing out back.
All right. Now, how we go about this, the legal way? Do you need to close this section of this part?
If we're separating them out, then the answer is yes, I believe we do, and then vote on it, and then we'll be back, the 22nd maybe?
Yeah, so we need to close and come
I
back?
think so. I think close, vote on the variance. If you grant it, then I will run with that. We'll be back on the 22nd
For a site plan.
for the site plan. We'll get that straightened out.
So what do? Reopen the special permit and the site plan?
We stay
They're two
open.
separate
We
things.
just-
But you continue the special permit.
We're under
Yeah,
site plan
we'll
right now,
continue.
right?
Let's
Separate
continue.
things.
We'll continue the special permit.
Okay.
So
Or the
I
site
need
plan
some
review.
clarification on just what happened in terms of the variance. If the setback is 10 feet and not 20, does it require a variance?
Landscape buffer one is.
Which is at the front?
Yeah. Well, I think we got a small area at the back there,
two
too. We've
landscape buffers.
got two
Correct.
areas.
There's two landscape buffers, and we thought we had one dimension buffer, but Jim said we don't need that. So we're still on for the two landscape buffers.
Oh, okay, because that's what I thought we were voting on anyways.
What the public hearing announcement was for the notice was a rear setback requirement from section 626 for the variance.
Yeah, that's what it says,
You see, the location of the land, it's like half industrial, half general commercial. I think the Nissan bread and the other parcel that you own it's general commercial, and that's what the confusion is.
Oh, I think, yeah.
I think
you're
it's
right.
zoned industrial and it's used
And
general
I
commercial.
guess your engineer didn't wanna take a chance, he went for a variance for the back anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of mixed, and you're right, by the time you get to Nissen, you're into commercial.
General
The
commercial.
rest of that, yeah, general commercial, the rest of that was all industrial, all the way up.
Right. Okay, what's your wishes?
I think my wish would be to vote on the landscape variance setbacks and to continue the special permit. Mickey, do you agree? And
Well, we don't have a special, we have a site plan review.
Site plan.
Yes, just as long as we're
All
properly
right,
trained.
so we close this portion and continue the site plan review?
Yes,
All right.
I think that can be done.
So you wanna make,
Anyone online wanna complain about it or object? Okay. So, okay,
so you want a motion to,
close this part of the variance part,
to close any further discussion on the
variance.
variances?
And we're not gonna discuss the back variance because it's not.
Well, we.
Moot. We
Well, no,
made
wait
it
a minute,
moot.
wait a minute. We've got,
No,
we've got the one along the front that, one of them got up and showed you, then we got a little bitty thing up the
there's
back.
two landscape variances and one setback that we don't need. So the landscape variance we're going for is the two. One's up front by the rear property, one's out back by, right where that mouse is right there.
Yeah, he's showing you that now, he's
That,
highlighting.
that,
for
that,
you.
Employee parking, right in front of
yes,
the employee
exactly,
parking.
exactly. He mentioned that earlier on.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that.
There's the two identified in the red box.
All right. So,
I move we grant relief for the landscape.
let's close this,
Close
that part,
close the
that
part,
portion.
keep the part open.
All right, so I move we close that portion of the discussion.
Of the variance, okay, do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Troy, all in favor to close the section, say aye.
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 Richard?
I said aye.
Okay, so this portion, this part,
That part
It's closed.
The discussion is closed. So now I make a motion that we grant relief for the landscape
buffers,
variance. Landscape buffer, a variance on the landscape buffer as requested, 5 feet out front here and whatever's necessary out back by the
shown on the
employee
plan.
parking.
any discussion on that? Why don't we include the back, the setback, just in case on the peer review, a line for the, between industrial and general commercial comes in, it's requested.
an excellent
And it
idea.
hits it in the middle,
And it's per the plan, yeah.
and it hits it in the middle, then what do you do? Then we go back to when, so
Yeah.
let's act on this as well.
Okay.
You know what
So
I'm saying? That
amended.
makes sense.
So all three.
So it's three.
Right. The landscape, the two landscaping buffer as presented on plans signed, what's the date on that?
I'm
By
looking.
Bowler Engineer,
3/7/2022.
okay. And the setback and the landscaping buffer in the back as well. All right, so that's a motion. Motion?
Motion's been made, needs a second.
Second?
Second by Veronica, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Are you in favor?
I don't,
Thank you.
I'm abstaining.
Okay, so it's four,
Okay,
401, abstain, Richard. So the variance goes.
fair enough, okay.
All right, now, regarding the site plan or the special permit for the use, I guess we're gonna have to continue, and I have to apologize for the not distributing the plans because Mrs. Raposo, who runs the office pretty much, she was out on surgery for like 3-4 months, and we had a new person.
No apology
And he-
required. I
and
mean,
he
it-
was
it-
behind,
It happens.
so-
I've been trying to figure out what's going on this, and, you know,
But
everybody's been out.
We'll get through it. So I'll make sure that I distribute these plans to everyone, and you're gonna have to open a 53G account.
You tell us when, and we'll do it
Ju-
immediately.
Yeah, just, have to go open it right away.
Ken's got to,
We'll get an estimate from Mr.
Rowley,
Rowley
yeah.
on how much we'll approve it, and you open account. I mean, if you open account, put on it $5,000 for right now, it goes,
Oh.
it'll be fine.
I called Charlie this afternoon, he hasn't returned my call yet. But I don't know, they probably never went out to Charlie either then, right?
No, it didn't go to
No,
Charlie.
okay.
It might not go to Charlie, it might go somewhere else, I don't know.
It only goes to Charlie if there's a request for him to do the review.
Well, I'm
It-
requesting
it
Charlie do the
automatically- It
review.
automatically goes to
Okay,
the other
so
departments.
Charlie's
part
fine.
of
To do the
the
review.
app.
Send it to Charlie.
I think it would be good if Charlie did it, because he did the,
I mean, he did
he
the
did the
front,
Noria
he's
gas
aware
station.
of it.
Is Charlie that tuner
All right.
that tastes good, or the one with the good taste?
So, apparently you wanna come back
I'd
on
like
the
to try for the
22nd,
22nd, we can be- I
because you
think we
need
can
a
be
full
ready.
board, because
What's
I'm not
that?
here, you need a full.
You're not here then, though, are you?
I'll be,
Like a full board, you're not here the 22nd, are you?
no, the 8th, I'm not here.
Oh, okay, so if you're here the 22nd, I'd like to come back the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd. So can we have a motion to continue? What I need from you, can you draft that variance?
Yes.
Draft that variance with Mr. Sample abstaining. So next, so we could, pass it by the officer, we could drop by and sign it. And can we get a motion to continue?
No hurry, we'd like it by
six-
8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I gotta have it by 8, because I gotta take off the doctors at 9.
16-22 for Boston Providence Turnpike Associates. Can we have a motion to continue until June 22nd?
So moved.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Troy, all in favor to continue this till June 22nd, say aye.
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 You need this
Richard,
back?
to continue?
To continue, I said aye.
Aye. And oppose, abstain, so 5-0.
Oh, keep that, keep that in the file just to be safe, I've got plenty of those. I should have brought more than one anyway.
Okay.
I figured you guys had it memorized from the last time I gave it to you.
All right,
You weren't here though, were you?
I guess we see you guys.
22nd. Thank you very much, folks,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Ken,
for
I'll be
your
in touch
time.
with you
Thank you.
also.
Yeah.
What do I do, bring that variance draft down to Ken?
No, no,
Yeah.
What do you want me to do with it?
Me, yeah.
Give it to you, okay.
email it to Ken.
Well, yeah.
The
Get it to
draft.
Ken one way, whether it's
Mail it.
email.
Yeah,
Hand carrier it?
I'll probably hand carry it.
yeah, thank you,
Thank you, folks.
thank you.
What is this?
I get like papers over here that I shouldn't have.
All right. Guys, we're gonna, so we don't drag you, for
Tomorrow.
Sergi, so sign this blank one, and what's her name, Sonia will fill it up.
Sonia's not
Oh,
even,
what else did, is that
we-
the only thing that we was, had
We
to
ta-
sign, right?
we tabled number 5, and so what are we doing?
Penrose,
Yeah.
we're just gonna continue it, because
continue it?
we don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they
There's
didn't
nobody
show up with a
online,
plan.
right?
They have a plan they have to submit to make the
So they just-
subdivision modification, and they haven't submitted it yet.
they're warning, they're coming back.
Jimmy, can you sign this?
Yep.
Rich, this is for Sergi.
These are a mess. I don't know what I have here.
You don't know what you have there?
I thought that was,
That's
something
Sergi.
from later, yeah.
Something
But I
proposed,
had it from
Chadge Pond
last-
Road, that's,
You guys sign, Sergi, you too, Jimmy.
Okay.
I did, I think.
No, you said
I
only
didn't.
the
That's,
front.
that's a different one, okay, wait a minute. Sorry,
Payne Award.
I have the front page.
okay. That's, I thought I signed it.
Oh, this is the. So I think all of these are already done.
So we haven't voted to adjourn yet.
No, one
Whoops.
second, we have to continue Penrose, 1 second.
We
let's
got more
finish.
stuff to do?
Yeah, one thing at a time.
We're not adjourned.
You don't have to
Oh,
continue
this doesn't have a decision.
modification.
Okay.
This is blank. What is this?
This is for Sergi, so we don't drag it to town hall tomorrow. She didn't have one printed. I'll go tomorrow, explain it to her.
Oh, Surge's was Charge Pond Road. That was
Right.
done. We signed the actual front page
Sergi,
that said 718 Charge Pond Road.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Because I looked at it and I said, this is Cove Road. It doesn't go with this. We signed it. It said 718 Charge Pond Road.
It said what?
whatever it was.
718
Charles Pond
County Road, that's County Road, that was a problem. Sergi, she don't have one.
Surgery was 810.
810 Charge Pond Road.
8-10 Charge Pond, we don't have it.
Okay.
You know, if we signed enough of those, we wouldn't have to come to the meeting. Right.
I don't like signing blank checks.
Right, but what, you know, on the top corner, do me a favor.
That's why I said what I said.
I know, that's
Veronica,
what I feel like.
on the top, write 8-10 Charge Pond Road.
Right here?
And, yeah, she'll have to erase it after. I'm just trying to save you a trip tomorrow to town
Well,
hall.
we gotta go anyway, because we got.
Me and you, but not them, unless they're willing to go.
I thought I made
A
a
reminder?
date in my phone to make it there, so my phone's gonna tell me to go there anyway.
Wasn't it 8-22?
Go there anyway,
just to-
just go there and say, is there anything you want me to sign?
Just go anywhere.
That's what I'm gonna do.
8-22?
In the afternoon,
Yeah.
you know, I'll talk
It's
to her in the morning,
8-22,
make sure
not
everything's ready,
8-10.
just in case.
Nazzy, it's 8-22, not 8-10.
Yeah, and of course you have to write here where the docket number go.
You told me the upper right.
The address was 8 and 10.
He told me the upper
you
right.
running out
I
of
just
tape
want
yet
to
over there,
let that be
Robert?
known. He instructed me falsely.
All right.
Do we have any more official business?
No, let's-
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain. Thank you.